It is Wednesday, my dudes, and while this was supposed to be our night off, we could not pass up the opportunity to talk with our guest tonight. He is currently the second most famous Canadian being talked about this week, just slightly behind Ryan Reynolds. He's one of the greatest toy photographers of all time, hailing from the great white north in Quebec, Montreal. We welcome Jason B. Michael to the show. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. So let's cue the intro, Matchu. Second most talked about Canadian this week.
I was like, who? Oh,
who would be first, right? Who could possibly? So, and yes,
he's Canadian.
Is it weird that he's Canadian? Why is it weird?
No, is it weird that I forget he's Canadian?
Oh, that Ryan is? That's okay. I almost said the third most because I was going to put him right behind Ryan and Hugh. Then I remembered that Hugh is actually from New Zealand or Australian. So I fixed that before the chat jumped all over me for making yet another mistake on where people are located. So, you know.
Good catch.
Anywho, we're going to put the right emphasis on the right syllable tonight. It is episode 33 of Between Two Sentinels, the show I like to say it is all your fault that we're still here. I, of course, am JShot, and the only person I would want by my side doing this show, the one and only Matchu Toy.
What is
up? How you doing, Matchu? How was your week? Yeah?
It was all right.
It was all right?
Let's see. Other than, those two that we just talked about blowing up the internet the other day. Yesterday, the day before, I can't even remember.
I don't remember. This week is a blur. I can't believe it's only Wednesday. And also that it is already Wednesday. So, I mean, look, cool? Did I get anything cool? I mean, from our toy adventure, you got me the Revoltech Spider-Man, which I have not opened yet, but I'm very excited to open. And the Scarlet Spider. I also got some new pins in from our good friend Ninja Toidles. So
nice.
I don't know if you're a Mario Kart fan, but he made these like racing turtles, and then he's got one to do the mimicking the new movie, like in the 1990s movie. So very excited about these. And he sent me a shirt as well, which I'm not wearing. It's a different turtle shirt because that's all my wardrobe is. But yeah,
turtles.
So Toidles. So yeah, you got a pretty epic haul today?
Slightly. I don't know.
Also, I got my mug. I was gonna say also I got my mug back today, which I'm very excited about. So and we do have our exclusive. Our new stickers are in.
Oh God!
Yes, the famous Jamiroquai sticker is now here, and will be part of the San Diego sticker pack that we'll be handing out if you find us outside. Outside.
Comic-Con adjacent.
Comic-Con adjacent. That's where we will be.
I caught Trevor using the word adjacent yesterday on Maz's stream.
Oh, stole it from me.
It's you're making that thing catch on.
See, I'm upping everyone's vocabulary while ruining it at the same time. So, but yeah. So, we got looks like we got quite a few people jumping in the chats tonight, which is awesome. Let's check in here. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. We are on the road to 1,000 here. I think 897 before we checked in today. So, getting closer and closer every day. I appreciate the hell out of all of you for showing up each week, whether you're on live or catching us on the replay. The support has just been amazing, and it's the reason we continue to do it, and it's the reason why people like Jason B. Michael answer our phone calls, or at least your phone call. So, Jason Yang checked in early, said can't wait. He also gave me a question for our guest tonight. Nice. Henrock, what's up, fellas? Saw him over the weekend. Yes. Big Bunker says first. Dom, who will be now known as the Nature Boy, is says hello there. So Vonnie Runt Pix is here. He's no, we're late. We're always late. We're always late, Vonnie. So
we start late.
Customs by Matchu is checking in, and he's gonna be on later with Unparalleled Universe tonight. Yeah, go back Odious. There's only a few days left. And we got a little bit to climb.
Yeah.
Matt, why don't I continue to check in with chat while you reset, because you are doing a little bit of that lag. So
Good call.
Yep. I got you, Matchu. NYC Toy Junkie, let's go. Good seeing you over the weekend too, man. I got to see you at the Woodbridge Toy Show. Usually saying the Wayne Toy Show, but it was Woodbridge Toy Show this weekend. Toy Father, what's up? Toy Father and No Chewing and Yimbo Reviews Everything back tonight. The boys are back on TPC Toy Pick Community top 10. They'll be on in a little bit. Jurassic Jesser. I went to watch this episode so bad. I'll be replay crew on this one. Great job, Jason. Keep killing it. It was an honor to post your picks on Contest Migo. We'll be talking about Contest Migo in a little bit with Jason too. There's Jason and I finished second and third in that one round, so we'll definitely be chatting about that in a little bit. But Jesser, always appreciate the support. Bearded is in. Unhinged crew. I don't know how many you're cracked open and ready, sir, but keep it going. Pose a Spider-Man. I haven't opened it yet, Henrock. I gotta get there. But I absolutely will. Paul is checking in. Hey, Paul, how's it going? Tom says perfection. Virtual insanity. Again, if you like Jamiroquai, I'm all about it. I'm nothing wrong with him. I just don't understand why he gets a figure above everybody else. That's all. Dom says Comic-Con Jason. We'll certainly ask him once he gets in there. And back in a flash, it's Matchu Toy.
Nice.
Oh, see? I could. It's like I do this for a living.
Not even ready for that one.
So look at that. Just thinking you weren't drinking anything. Diggs Figs is in the house. Figure Fanatic, what's up? RMD Collective, what's up, y'all? Hope to see you next City. Yes. Again, we'll be there. We'll be outside. We'll be there. And that's it. So yeah, that's everybody. You did get this flash. I know you've been looking for this flash for a while.
Yeah, I got it from the Target. They finally shipped it over. It took a while, considering that the flash, you would think it would be a little quicker, right?
Well, he probably screwed up the timeline. So,
but speaking of the timelines, I also got this third-party Loki.
Here, let's go ahead and give yourself full screen. Oh, look at. Oh! I'm looking backstage, and we're getting a sneak peek at something that's very exciting. Oh, that Loki is good just for like a casual figure. It doesn't need to be a Loki. He's actually, you know what I just saw for some reason right there when you did that, and this is going to be a niche market, but he's got a little Don Draper going. I wouldn't mind if somebody's got a Don Draper head sculpt. Ooh. I'd go for a Mad Men figure. I could get that. I get behind that.
I would back that.
Yeah. But you just got him. He's third party, right?
Yes. Muff Toys.
What toy? Muff? What? Duff Miver.
You heard me.
Yeah, sorry. This is a family show. No, it's not. What says Henrock says, who's getting Mondo Logan? Oh, that's true. There's a lot of toy news. We'll certainly get into that with our special guest who has been waiting patiently backstage. Head swap with Heath Ledger. Oh, that's pretty cool. That could be fun.
It's okay.
Get Cheney. We're seeing Cheney next week. We were messaging with Cheney all week. So,
I heard you helped him out with the switcher.
Yeah, I did. I felt really important. So I was glad I could get it to work. And he's like, I'm going to plug it in. I hope it doesn't blow up my computer. And I was like, me too. He uses a PC. I haven't touched a PC since like sophomore year of college.
Yeah.
So,
I told him, if anything, I know Kevin uses a PC, so he could hit him up too.
Yeah. When he said to me PC, I was like, that's your problem. Go buy a Mac, and then you should be okay. But no, we got it to work. And he said he booked extra time for us to help them out on their stream while we're in San Diego. So that'll be cool. Yeah. Running around in the background, making outside. But what? I don't think there's anything else for us to talk about. Let's just bring Jason in. Bring him in. Let's bring him in. Jason, my man.
Oh, hello.
Hello, and welcome to Between Two Sentinels.
How you doing, guys? Thanks for having me.
Oh, dude, the pleasure is all ours. How are you?
Actually quite well. A little bit tired, but good overall. It's actually going to be a fun thing. I actually tried to pencil you guys in because I had a series of these that I had to do. And then my wife and I had a little girl. And so I had to cancel everybody. And then this little slot showed up. And because you guys were the first to ask, I was like, okay, I can get these guys in. And then after that, I'm going to have to just go hibernate for another while after this.
Well, I mean, first off, congratulations, man, on your daughter. That's awesome. It's awesome. Enjoy every minute of it. Mine hit 5. I have 2 kids. I have a 10 and a 5-year-old. And, like we said backstage, we're not sponsored, so I could say this. He's hit the little fucker 5 stage. That's
whoa. What? A little early. A little early.
Oh, all right. We're 10 minutes in. So, but yeah, it's fun. They go through these stages.
Sleeping at night. That's what we need right now.
Very true. But yeah, dude, we appreciate you, and made the joke that the Dante Hicks joke that this was supposed to be my day off, but you texted and we jumped in immediately. We're pumped, man. We're pumped.
It's because that's it. I know that there's a few guys that are here tonight that I had said yes to, and we had already penciled it in. And then after that, I had to cancel, and I went down the list of cancellations. And so I wanted just to apologize to them because it's just I have no time. Getting like even like posting regularly now has become so much of a hassle. Like I noticed that like 4 of my recent posts are like sponsored posts. And so I'm not doing anything for myself really, so I was like, all right, I gotta figure out, but that's it. So there was just this little window of opportunity for me right now. So I was happy to be able to come talk with you guys. Matchu, I speak with regularly. I wanted to apologize to you. First of all, you tagged me in a bunch of shit at one point and I restricted you because I got annoyed just seeing you pop up in my DMs. And I was like, who the fuck is
you're talking to JShot, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so then he says, my co-host is JShot. And I was like, oh shit, I better unrestrict him. Politely ask him, don't tag me in your things because I get all the messages, all the notifications and all that shit. And I was like, fuck this guy. Anyway, so I apologize in advance for that. But yeah, so everything's cool now.
No worries. And point taken. I will, I usually only tag you in things that I'm like super proud of. So,
I'll see them on my feed. I follow you, don't I?
I don't know. There's always that dangerous thing. I'll check later. I don't want to do it online.
But anyway, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
No, it's just the notifications. I can't even see like who's commenting on what and who's not. And then I'm like, who is this? And like, get off my profile.
Yeah. What is he? Under 1,000 followers? Get out of here. Yeah.
No, not at all. It's not that. It's just that. Like all the notifications are on my phone because it's just frustrating.
Dude.
Overwhelming.
Yeah. And so then you turn on Instagram and then you're like, okay, is this person talking? No, they're talking to that guy. Why am I
Well, feel free to block me again after the show.
No,
and then next time
it wasn't a block. It was restrict because I did see the Ninja Turtles picture and I like that.
Oh, thank you. Just the one? No, I'm kidding.
That's the one I saw.
Yeah. No, it's all good, man. And I honestly thought you had restricted me because I had come so close to beating you in the contest Migos, right? Like you had finished second,
right?
And until anybody tells me differently, there's a 2-vote difference between you and I for third. So, I'm
pretty sure I participated. I like those guys first and foremost.
Yeah, Toy Migos are great.
So I'd love to tune in to more of these podcasts and things like that, but there's just so many now. And I relish the opportunity to participate in contests, especially for people that I like. And so, yeah, it was really fun. But I mean, it's just there are so few here in Canada. And so, getting them to ship out the toys to Canada, customs and all that bullshit and all that stuff, filling in customs forms. And so I appreciate that they went the extra mile in sending me that Doctor Strange. But yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't know how the voting went. It was complicated. I know that when you were trying to send it to certain people, like, oh, you got to scroll all the way down. Be sure not to look at the other pictures. This is the one you're looking for. Remember, you like me. You don't like anybody else.
Yeah.
But so you finished third. What picture had you handed in?
It was another Turtles one that was because that was the Saturday morning cartoon one, I believe, right? So that was the one with Mikey.
That was the G.I. Joe one that I put in.
Yeah, you had the crocodile jumping through. Yeah, the Croc Master.
Art, right?
Yeah, I had the macaroni art. Yeah, I had actually painstakingly glued pastina onto a sheet to make it look like I spelled Toy Migos with wasn't digital, it was practical effect.
That's cool.
Actually still have part of it up here. You know, like sometimes you get proud of stuff. So yeah, you can see. I just actually see the little what's left of it. That's actual pasta that was glued on there.
I admire the patience in that.
So yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, you mentioned you're being up in Canada. I mean, you know, one of the things that when we talk to like, you know, because I mean, obviously there's a bunch of people up there, right? I mean, like you have Kevin and Unbearded,
Ryan Reynolds.
Just you, Ryan Reynolds,
and he only stays half the year.
Right, for the filming. Yeah, it's just so you can get the tax credits. But that was actually one thing that Dwayne, when we talked to Dwayne Shoot Toys, he's up there too, and he had mentioned that he's kind of secluded. So that was one of the things I actually did want to talk to you about is how do you kind of keep yourself involved in the community? You know, even like Matchu and I like went to a toy show this weekend. You know, like how do you handle that?
The only place I get to go to is going to be, let's say, the Montreal Comic-Con, where I'm the only toy photographer that's there. Oh. And the same thing here at the Quebec Comic-Con, which is much smaller. It's really more anime cosplay oriented. So I stick out like a sore thumb in that place, not necessarily in a positive way. But no, it's just everything is in the US for me. You know, I'd like to make it to Fan Expo down in Toronto, but I don't know. It's just one of those things that I get the summer off. But then after that, when the semester starts at college, I have to start teaching again. And these conventions and festivals and whatnot are all during the school year. So I can't really make it to any of those places, you know. So San Diego Comic-Con would probably be the one that would be the most interesting to go to. But just the logistics and getting myself from Quebec City all the way to San Diego, the price of the tickets, price of plane tickets, where am I going to stay, eat, you know, it's just a pain in the ass to figure out, especially if I'm traveling all by myself. So yeah, I don't know, man. I just stay in the loop kind of by speaking to people a little bit, but much like Dwayne, it's a very secluded place for me in the toy community for sure.
Have you gone to any of, like, I know you just said that you try to go to the Montreal and Quebec, no, Montreal, what was the other one? I'm sorry.
Montreal and Quebec is the only.
Montreal, Quebec, yeah. Have you gone to San Diego before?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, yeah.
The easiest one that would be accessible for me would be the New York Comic-Con, and that would be really, really fun. But again, I think the dates don't line up for
because your school is in session, right?
Right.
Because it's usually in October.
Yeah, exactly. So unless it's during like their October break, but then usually I'm grading papers at that time. So it's going to be very difficult for me to actually just make the time for that. And now with the newborn, and I also have a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Oh,
it's just like, no, I'm here. I'll just take advantage of a weekend where I can just have a cigar and sit out on my porch or something like that.
That's okay. So we're gonna go on a quick tangent here, and so what's your go-to cigar?
It would be the Romeo and Juliet wide Churchills. I really appreciate those. Yeah. Okay. I also like the Partagas is really good. I recently tried what are they? Cow MX2. So I don't know if they're from Nicaragua. Yeah, so I'm starting to branch out a little bit because getting Cubans here in Quebec City are a little bit more difficult, and they're really, really pricey. They go up sometimes to $60 a cigar, and so I'm like, and that's basically like $10 American for you guys.
Right?
Monopoly money is not worth much, but yeah. So yeah, usually those would be my go-tos. Yeah.
Nice. I'm a big cigar guy.
Are you?
Yeah,
all right. Well, I'll restrict you, and we'll be able to talk more.
Perfect. We'll do that. I was gonna say, maybe I'll put a little package together, send them up to you. We'll send you some stickers and some cigars. I was gonna say, my father's cigar is actually. Have you had those? Those are my favorite right now.
I wanted to get some for this summer, and the thing is I can't find any. They're very difficult to find. What was the one that my father?
There's the Judge is one of my favorite. And then there's one that I had this weekend with my dad. You know what? I'll find you. Not to sound too Italian, I got you. I'll put something together for you. So.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah. I know a guy. You're yeah.
Very cool.
I want to highlight this comment from D Blake, our good friend of the show, D Blake, who says, gentleman, meaning Michael, not you two heathens. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
So and yes, Matchu, you're struggling again. I don't know what's going on.
Am I?
With that internet. It's okay. We'll keep it going here.
Where are you located, man?
We're in New York.
Both of you guys in New York.
Yeah, we're literally 10 minutes from each other.
Someone's paying good money for their internet plan, and the other's
not.
Oh,
yeah.
That's because somebody works. That's because somebody works for the internet company, and the other one doesn't. So that's how that works. Mm-hmm.
So how long have you been doing toy photography, man?
I actually just got like the notification. It's like it's little bit more than 2 years. I started pandemic and decided I don't like money. So quickly the collection grew. Yeah. Matchu and I met actually through CrossFit of all things. And then we just we just kind of kept talking, and I work in production, he works in production, brought him on, and then he was showing me some of the toy stuff that he does, and just kind of rolled into it. And I started with an SHF Hulk was my first first shot, and now I'm moving on to crazy stuff. So
very cool.
A little over 2 years. How long would you say that you've been doing it now at this point?
He's frozen. I was like, no, he's not at all. Jesus Christ, man.
That's weird.
That's amazing. I don't know how you could stand still like that. I'm all moving and shit. And it's like, it's like monk-like, just like.
Oh no, I it's because I do it on calls where they'll be like, so John, what are the reports? Oh, the reports are. Yeah. So, no, I was gonna say, how long do you feel like how long have you been actually like getting into it, and like, would you say like, taking shots to the extent of what you're doing now?
I don't know if he's joking or not.
No, I'm okay. Could you guys not hear me now?
No, I can hear you fine.
Oh.
Just wonder what the hell Matt's doing.
I'm listening.
Matt's listening intently.
I thought you were asking Matt. Were you asking?
No. Oh yeah, I was asking you, Jason.
Oh shit! Sorry, man. I really.
He knows how long I've been doing it.
Yeah.
That's fair, man. All right. Well, I'll put the wine aside just a second. I've only had 2 sips. I got the notification that I've been doing this for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Years. And I'm slowing down. I'm very, very close. I've been saying this for the last year that I'm very close to retiring, because I don't know. I just I want to do other things. But 4 years. I posted that Luke Skywalker in front of my computer screen 4 years ago, and it's really, really. It seems like really like a long fucking time ago now. It's so strange because I still kind of have fun generating ideas. Now it's more about the ideas. It's not just about setting up or something like that. Sure. I don't necessarily want to shoot unless I have a good idea of what I want to do, but right now it's becoming more and more difficult to plan, because normally what I would do is I would sit at my dining room table and just kind of have like, oh, I want to shoot this figure or something like that. And then I'd try to plan an idea around it. But now with school and the kids and all that stuff, it's just getting a little bit too hectic, and I don't have time to just plan anything out. But right now this week I had a little bit of time, so I was able to get a couple of shots in. I was happy because I was able to cross a few things off the to-do list that I had to do there, and now I have another figure coming in from another place that I have to do a couple of shots for. And so let's go. And then after that, I'll probably be turning down a bunch of stuff because I just can't keep up anymore.
I was going to say
4 years is
4 years
something, man.
Yeah,
man. It's still fun. Don't get me wrong. I still have a blast. Yesterday, I had so much fun getting angry at Deadpool falling over and over and over again. And it felt so good to just be angry at toys. Yeah. It's just one of the things about the process that I love so much, that it hadn't happened to me in a long time, to just get pissed off because that thing wouldn't fucking stand up. because if you look at the picture, like he's on his toe, like he's tripping Wolverine, and I had to balance him that way, and then so I had this giant rock, and I had this rod going into this other thing, and all that stuff, and I had to lean him ever so slightly on Wolverine's foot.
Let me try to pull it
one of the lights went out, and so I was like, oh shit, I gotta plug that in, but I accidentally hit the table, so there he goes again. And I'm just like, but it was so much fun to get pissed off.
Yeah.
Shot.
It's a great shot. And I actually I had this on the list to talk about, like, you got that out fast. Like, I mean, like so many people who took, the walking shot, which again,
Sorry. I tagged Matt in a bunch of those.
Yeah, he tagged me a lot of them. Every time I'm like, new notification. I'm like, I thought I saw this. And it's a different account that he sent me.
No, but I love that you did the like him tripping, right? It's like the perfect. Yeah, I got it up. It's like the perfect little like, oh, everybody's putting up the walking, and it's like, oh, here you go. This is what happens now.
Well, that's the thing. And I was talking to Mert over at Wayne Collectors, and I was saying, he said to me, and I don't go on trends. I don't give a shit most of the time, because most of the time when I put something out or I post something regarding trends, it never really trends. Yeah. It's just one of those shots that I'm like, oh, I like this, and then eventually it catches on and I'm lucky. But this one I was like, all right, I'll try to get into the trend, because that's what Mert told me to do. And then I talked to him today. I was like, see, your shot's hovering around 15,000 and mine hasn't crossed 2K yet. It's still fine. I'm not complaining about,
sure,
but it didn't get on the explore page. And he said it's the reason why is because they're not walking. And I was like, fuck that. Everyone did that shot. Why would I post the same thing?
Yeah.
And here I had I wanted to be smart and fun. And that's why I put that little, like, he looks okay, but he's actually got that 3 up for Deadpool 3, So just these little nods that I was trying to put in to just like Deadpool 3 has started filming. And obviously it's Ryan Reynolds as a producer. So he's filming with an iPhone. It's just all this like little nuanced things that I wanted to put into it. But no, it had to be the stupid fucking walking shot.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, we were saying today, like, you got the mask in, right? I mean, the fact that like one claw is out as if he was reaching back to try to get at him.
Exactly.
I didn't notice the 3. I thought the phone was great. Even the little like Magneto helmet on the floor, like those, you got some great detail in there.
But that was also a callback. They're probably going to be resurrecting a couple of these people. I have that dead Raven over there as well. So it's just, just a little nod. I don't have Mystique, but her name is. So
Raven. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the sleeves, no sleeves. Everyone was debating whether or not he should have sleeves. I like the sleeves personally. I think it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But so
this is great.
That was
and I love that you do the behind the scenes with it, just to give it. Is that what head sculpt is that from? What figure is that from?
Noda Studio.
Noda. Okay, got it. So
I had a guy, Cave Collectors. He won't watch this. Who gives a fuck? So Cave Collectors. I had bought a Wolverine head from him back in November, and actually no, I think it was earlier than that. Anyway, it took him forever to ship it out, and I know that he had gone through a few things. He's out in Turkey, and there was an earthquake and all that stuff, but he kept pushing it back, and it took months for me to receive the damn head. And he was nice enough to send me a second one and all that. But it was funny because when I posted that picture, he said, "I wish you'd used my head." And I was like, just give me a fucking minute, man. It doesn't fit. He's not wearing the mask in the promo shots. Anyway, it was really funny.
Yeah. Plessy wrote in. He's got a question. He wants to know if you picked up the Mezco Indie.
Of course.
Did? Okay.
Yes, of course. I wanted to pick up 2. However, I wasn't 100% on the likeness. And I also feel that the clothes aren't weathered enough for my taste. Now, obviously, these are probably renders. The final product might not look exactly like that. But Indy is supposed to be sweaty and sticky, and he's got grime and things like that. So I'm hoping that in the final product, that's what it comes out as. But if they put out like a Temple of Doom or a Last Crusade, perhaps they'll be able to kind of address whatever is missing on this one. So I was holding out. I don't know, because it said it was the Temple edition, I think they called it.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, does that mean there's more than one edition coming? Perhaps. I mean, if you have the license, why not go all the way? But I did put a poll up to see who had picked up the Indie. and it came back at 40-60, 40 yes, 60 no.
Wow.
Now, but the thing is that it depends, right? Not everyone's in the mezco or anything like that. So it might have been like my father's friends answering the poll for all I know. So yeah, but indie is going to be a fun one. I don't know. I agree. Like indie would be really, really fun to shoot. I'd like to put them in a bunch of scenarios, but there's so many people right now doing wonders with the Hasbro. So many crossovers with Star Wars and I did the one with Alien. I think I saw somebody else do one with ET. It was really, really fun. Even like just substituting the idol with something else, the traditional 3PO one and all that stuff. So
the Hasbro, I mean, I'm a big fan of the Hasbro one, and I bought the Adventurer pack from Gridiron Studios. So you got the whip that's got the bendability and the the holster with the actual metal gun in it. So
cool.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the face. That's why, like in my shot, I hide his eyes.
Yeah,
because his likeness is a little bit better if you're not showing the full face.
Yeah,
I did it with Deadpool. Very cool.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask, what did you think in terms of because you have the Hasbro one, you have the Mezco one, and then you have the SHF one.
Oh, Mezco one way. SHF looks like shit to me. I don't know.
Oh, see, and I actually thought there was the like he's kind of doing that, like he's got that indie smile, the alternate head, and I like really like that on that one.
But I have very few SHF. I've never been a fan of their stuff, to be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have I like the monster art stuff. That looks great, but I think for the price, I was always disappointed. I have the Luke Skywalker and kind of looks okay, but his hair is like shiny gold for some reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, and even like the Harry Potter figures that they had put out, I was disappointed that like I would have to take off the jackets and substitute them with some cloth or something like that, because there's nothing you can do with it. It's just molded the way it is, and unless you're standing straight or something like that, it doesn't work. So I'm a big fan of SHF.
So you're not going in on the Jamiroquai figure, is what you're saying?
Yeah, what's up with that? Why are you pissed that he's getting his own figure?
I'm not pissed he's getting his own figure. I just don't understand why him over every other performer in the 90s. That's all.
That video is iconic. That look, that hat is iconic.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
I feel like I was set up here.
I'll agree that maybe like Prince should have had his figure way before.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that Prince's estate are like, you're gonna have to pay big fucking dollars, in order to make an action figure of Prince. Whereas Jamiroquai, I don't know the last time I saw them on tour. So
yeah, I think there was like a meme going around, and like he blew up again in Japan because of that meme. It was like with what was it? Ramen. It was like a commercial for ramen.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Apparently he is big in the States.
Yeah, but I mean, Virtual Insanity, man, that played like that's part of the. I don't even know if I can consider. I think it has to be a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's just so. It's an amazing track. The video was like mind-boggling. I remember seeing that on TV.
Yeah.
And this wasn't 4K. This is the type of shit that you had to skip a few channels to get to what you really wanted. And you were lucky if it wasn't blurry that day and all that stuff. But
it wasn't even HD.
I actually paid them.
No, okay, wasn't. Cool. Yeah. That's awesome. Said, I think that would be better. So, but I'd understand it more.
I think it's great. I think it's great. I don't know.
I just think it's weird. In my eyes, or in my opinion, there's got to be a story behind it, right? Like, is it some like new intern who was like, I just discovered this song and like put it out there, and they were like, yeah, cool, let's do it. Like that's my whole thing. Is I want to know why. That's all. Just want to know why.
In 20 years, we'll get that Gangnam Style guy.
That would be actually. So what was his name? Psy? Yeah, Psy. I could get behind that. I need to get the little wrist crossed. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. That's good.
That would be the hands, right?
Yeah, the hands, just the hands like that. Yeah, so his legs up and down.
I have no issue whatsoever. Will I be picking it up? No.
Oh, all right.
But Jamiroquai will have one.
I'm sure he will, at least one. So, yeah. So I'm sure it'll be on sale. It'll be on a Prime Day sale for sure once it's, in the next following year.
I think it's a Bandai Premium release, right?
What's that?
P Bandai. I think it's like an web exclusive.
Oh, so it's not going to be at the new store in New York in a couple of years?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Weird,
maybe if it's in the Tamashii store.
Yeah, exclusives for Canada. That's a bitch.
Yeah.
Anything like G.I. Joe or Star Wars and anything like that, we always get screwed.
Actually, it's so I actually wanted to add. So you did show us a figure while you were backstage. Oh, what's he say? It's a Jamiroquai Kickstarter made by
JK.
JK.
You picked up by a contract. Listen, I'm really tired. So I'm looking at Vonnie's things. He actually paid them to make it. And my brain was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
And then here comes Raphael. And it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Actually, it's very quite Kickstarter. I was like, I didn't know he had a Kickstarter.
Yeah, Kickstarter. Everyone's got a Kickstarter now.
Everybody
got yeah. So I backstage while we were talking, you did poke up a little mezco
just to piss you off.
I just fine, I just didn't know if we could share it or talk about it. But
I mean, well, listen, the orders aren't out yet, but I can definitely show you guys.
For sure.
It's just basically the new Gomez,
Oh yeah, hold on. There you go.
So he's the guy that I have on my desk, and I mean, nice. He's been on my desk since I've had him. I was lucky enough to participate in the campaign, advertising campaign for this, along with the giant mech. But geez, man, this guy looks amazing. And anybody who knows me, I'm quite partial to the Roach, So yeah, I'm hoping that they release a non-mech version. So that everyone can get their hands on this figure.
He looks pretty cool. I mean, I ended up passing on him, but he does.
I think it's understandable.
Yeah,
with the price tag. I listen. It would have been heartbreaking to me had I not been part of the campaign because I could not afford to get it.
Right,
and I have all the Gomez. Man, oh man, would I have had a hard time sleeping that night.
How is the actual mech? Is the mech cool?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just really lucky I got to shoot that thing because, but god damn it, what a piece of hardware that thing is. It's really cool. It moves really well. I have it over there. I could go get it, but
sure.
It's just I don't feel like getting up.
No, that's fine.
Don't get it because then you'll just make me feel bad for missing out on it.
Right.
Join the wait list. There's going to be plenty.
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con's around the corner, all that stuff. That's their exclusive. So to me, anyway, I really feel that the mech itself is worth it. Okay. Simply because it's one of those things that you're going to have in the background that you can use with so many different figures.
Right.
It's nuts. You can use it for G.I. Joe. If ever you have something for, I don't know, you could fucking put He-Man in there if you wanted to. Just like, check this out, Skeletor. You got no match now. And so I really feel that you could do so much with it. I was so happy that they put something like this out, and plus it's out of their wheelhouse. So to me, just I'll say engineering, but anyway, it was so much fun. The other thing I think was fun is, and I very seldom gloat about my own stuff, but I was the only fucker that put that guy in movement. Everyone else was static. And I remember getting a couple of messages like, how the hell did you get that as well as you can see, it's suspended. And it was a hard thing to pull off, but at the same time, it was so worth it. I wanted to show like the range of motion that you could get out of it. If you're going to spend that amount of money on something, it better damn well move,
Yes.
Yeah. So, you definitely made it, you gave it that look and feel that it moved. And, it's also like your point, it shows off the articulation of the mech itself for sure.
Yeah. And it has so many things that are really cool. It's got these little places inside where you can hide weapons. You put the batteries in the back, it starts to glow, it makes sound and all that stuff. It's a really nifty toy. I wanted to get him with that figure, so just smiling at the camera. But that's it. Yeah. I love an AI generated art in the back. I was going
to ask about that.
Oh, okay.
I got that off Adobe stock, and I was looking for like
right.
I just wanted to I looked for portals because it's Void Wars. I figured, Gomez, the backstory involving him is usually when he crosses through a portal, he leaves a skull behind. So the pink skulls, black skulls, and things like that. And so I thought it'd be interesting to see him crossing through the void wars, but having these portals behind him. And I thought it looked really cool to have these sand portals. So I stumbled upon these ones, those background images, and I thought, oh man, if I could have him kind of like running out of these portals, or just away from these portals, it would look really, really cool. So yeah, I did my best to just kind of capture that giant motion of him. Like even the clouds up top look like they're being sucked into those portals. It was really, really fun.
The background really does sell the movement of the neck. That's what really caught my attention, was that like it really looks like it's jumping at you.
Very cool. Thanks, man. Yeah. I always like this is the first opportunity that Mezco gives me to do Gomez. And so I was like, I do not want to fuck this up, because as like I love their products, but Gomez is just one of those things that brings me back to like when I was watching Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. And so I have a huge affection for that roach. And so when they said, hey, we got a Gomez project coming up, and I was like, yes, please get me on the project. I'll do my best work, and so I'm really happy with those shots. I actually printed them out, and I always send a couple of copies to Mezco, like as a thank you, so they have every time they send me a product to shoot, I'll send them hard copies of the stuff. So it's going to be in the mail sometime this week. But yeah, I'm really pleased with those shots.
That's awesome. And yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that was AI art, and even though you mentioned it in the comment section, but it's really cool that you really nailed that storytelling for sure. Like that was an amazing shot. Yeah,
that was so much fun. It was nerve-wracking too, because I really didn't want to fuck Gomez up, but geez, man, did I ever have a lot of fun.
That's good. Yep, that's awesome. How have you? I know that you've done work with Mezco. Have you done work with other companies?
I worked with the Plunderlings a little bit.
Okay,
that was fun. I really enjoyed Ricky. He's a really nice guy, but he was very patient with me. I feel like I was out of my wheelhouse, and it was very difficult projects for me to handle because I went looking for those projects and all that stuff, and I feel like I didn't do my best work. It was the first time I was actually getting notes for things as well. Normally when I work with people, they're like, okay, give us what you do. This was the first time I was like, okay, well, they're kind of like pirates. It has to be Caribbean themed and all that stuff. And I'm in Quebec City. It's not easy for me to find toy palm trees and shit, so it's one of those things. Like, it's easy. If you want me to find snow, I'll find snow tomorrow morning. It'll be all right. But so I felt I'm still disappointed in my not what I feel like I could have done better had I had a little bit more freedom. But at the same time, that's me learning, also part of the process, and dealing with companies and their requests and things like that. But like I said, they were really, really patient with me. And at the end, when I said, listen, I can't do these anymore, I kind of sent them a list of people that I thought would be really good. One of them was Donnie Flip. And Donnie Flip was doing amazing work with the Plunderlings, and I think that they actually did work with him most recently on one of the projects, and I really feel like he fits a little bit more with them. So it was a very humbling experience for me. It was because I was like, I could shoot anything, I'll be all right, and then I was like, oh, I definitely have something I'm more comfortable with, and it felt a little bit disappointing for me. And I had a great time with Ricky. We got along great because he's a movie guy. I'm a movie guy as well, and all that stuff. I just wish that I could have fulfilled that contract to the best of my abilities and be proud of it. But right now I'm always a little bit like, shit, I kind of fucked that up a little bit.
It's actually, I mean, I don't know, I'm sure everybody in the chat, or we've all gone through that. It's kind of not invigorating, but it feels good to hear you say that, right? Like, because all of us kind of go through that, right? Where we're trying to shoot a figure, or we're trying to shoot something, we just can't get it right. So I mean, and the fact that you recognize that you got notes, right, which is something we all go through, whether professional or your partner sends you notes all the time on every shot you do, but he's just trying to make you better, and I understand that. So love you, but but also just the fact that hey, you recognize this outside your wheelhouse, and then recommending somebody else, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that you recognize where you are and what you need to do. That's, I don't know, it was a cool story to share, and I appreciate that.
Thanks. Yeah. Like I said, I really love the critters. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
really cool. I think they're some of the best action figures out there. And anybody who hasn't had at least one Plunderling definitely should get one. I'm looking forward to getting my Plunder Strong. I don't remember which one I got though. I think I got one that's, I don't know if it's a cowboy. I think I got the cowboy one that looks like a giant Clint Eastwood. But that would be cool. But yeah.
We were with Ricky at one of the shows. We got to handle the Plunder Strong.
Yeah, they move.
Yeah, they move really well. They're really articulated, which is cool.
Yeah.
Is there
I've worked with Yumi Toys as well. They've been interesting to work with. They didn't give me any notes whatsoever, but they send me these what they call designer plushies, DZNR, and they're plushies. And I relish the idea of shooting something that's not an action figure. I was like, how the hell am I going to do this? So I ended up destroying like 3 Transformers plushies just to get the shots that I wanted. I had to poke holes through them and all that stuff. And, you know, it's a good thing I don't have to hand them back. And I know that my kids have outgrown them, so it's not a big deal. But coming up with the ideas behind Yumi, so that was the first one that I did for Yumi. The only reason I didn't get paid for this one, the only reason I did that one is because my daughters love Stranger Things and they both wanted a pack. And so they both wanted that plushie. And so I said, okay, I said yes to them. So they basically said, would you be willing to just, you know, take a couple of shots of our things and we'll send you these in exchange? And I said, all right, normally I charge this much. So, but I said, my daughters love the show, so I'll do that for them. But most recent contract, that was one that, you know, they were like, hey, do you want the plushies? And I was like, not really. And so, but I don't mind the work. So that was the ones I did with the Transformers. If you scroll up just a little bit, I had a hard time coming up with the concept, but when I got the concept, I was really proud of what I came up with. Let's see, there it is.
This one,
Bumblebee. These get no traction whatsoever on any of my feed, but at the same time, the idea was these are you see inside the Transformer and outside. And so I was like, oh, well, it could be interesting to do, you know, what if I was conducting an experiment to see how it makes a Transformer tick? And so I just put a bunch of tools around and all that stuff and just trying to, same thing with that one. I thought, a bunch of wires, should be more wires, but that's what I had lying around the house. And then for Megatron, I didn't really have an idea. So I just decided to try an action shot.
So I always have this question.
Yeah.
Those 2 vertical poles, those wooden poles.
Yeah.
What are those exactly?
That's a rig my father built for me.
Okay.
So essentially, I have these rulers. I have a transparent ruler that lets the light through, and I have a wooden ruler that has these holes. So I can actually put different lights at different spots, and it's going to act like a spotlight, and depending on where I put it. Okay. And so this was Richie, Nose Rain. I noticed that when he was using top lighting, he didn't have like a rig like this or anything like that. What he would use, just, I don't know if it's books or I don't remember exactly what he would use, but he'd use these 2 little towers and then he'd put a ruler on top and that would be his top lighting. And so what I had started doing, much to my father's chagrin, is I had started using like empty Coke can boxes.
Okay.
Just stacked. And then if you go back in my earlier pictures, you'll see like there's Heineken beer boxes and things like that. And I'm just using that. And at one point, my father was like, dude, like, what is that? What do you, and I was like, I just need something for my top lighting. And so lo and behold, I think 2 days after I had that conversation with him, he says, I made something for you. And so he shows me this rig and I'm like, that is awesome. So he had put these 2 poles together and he had drilled holes and he put these fiberglass rods in them at different heights so that I could actually put my ruler at different places. So it's really, really cool. So yeah, that's a rig and I can actually use it. I have this one long fiberglass rod that I can use as well. So I can suspend things from it, but it's just my father. I said, man, you should patent this and sell it to the toy community. They love this stuff.
Yeah.
And he says, no, I'll build it for you. And if one of your friends wants one, I can build it for him. But I don't want the hassle of dealing with customers.
He makes a lot of your props, right?
Yeah.
He makes a lot of your props?
Yeah, Dad. Sorry, I was reading one of the comments. Fig Bunker. Okay. I want to talk about that.
Sure.
My dad, like, okay, long story short, my father's retired, my mother's retired, and sometimes my mother will give me a call and she'll say, I need you to find something for him to do. And then I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, all right, what kind of shot can I come up with that I'm going to get my dad busy so my mom can go get a haircut in peace? And so he'll build some of my props. Yeah. So he built a raft for me for Popeye. He built some doors that I use for my Shining picture. I have desks that he built for me that I haven't used yet that I wanted to make for some of the students that I have at school. I have beds. I've got a bar that I haven't used yet. I feel so bad because he spent a lot of time making that bar for me. It looks amazing. So he builds a lot of stuff for me, table, chairs, and all that stuff, and he just loves doing that. He's very meticulous. He's always been very calculating as an individual, very precise. And I feel like when he makes props for action figures, he's at his best because he's like, all right, send me the measurements, and then he'll go in and start tinkering on something, and he'll always find a clever way. I asked him, could you build a I need curtains to put on a window. Mm-hmm. And so my mom's like, okay, well, I'll go find some fabric and my mom will make the curtains. But then my father will figure out how to get the curtains to stay on the windowsill. Okay. And so he has these little magnet things that he shaped into certain ways so that they fit perfectly on the windowsill. And then he folds it up a certain way. And then he has this little stick that I can actually slide the curtains on and it fits perfectly. It's really, really cool to see. I mean, the amount of patience that he does. He gets up in the morning really early and he's like, well, I don't have anything to do today. Let's go see what I can, figure out how to make this thing, for Jason. So
that's awesome.
Oh, it's great. He loves that stuff.
Mario says you should have your dad start a YouTube channel and your mom will thank you. So.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that then he's going to ask me questions on how to, function this. What is this person saying? Because my father's first language, his mother tongue is French. And so most of YouTube is going to be in English. I'm going to spend my days getting text messages from my dad. You're like, what the fuck is this guy saying?
We'll just disable comments. It'll be fine. We'll be good.
Exactly,
so, yeah.
But that's a great idea, Mario.
You said you wanted to talk about what Fig Bunker had written in. So, he says, so for those reading when we were doing voting for Cosmos Migos, a major point of DMs was how professional level photographers were allowed to enter. Jason submitted some epic fire, but didn't win everyone he entered. So,
right.
And
so is that an issue?
I'm assuming that, when people did submit, I could see that people would get not angry, right? Like people get angry when you say a name wrong. But so
why is Jason participating in this?
Yeah. I just I love the fact that we all participated in it, right? Like, and I always think about it, right? You came in second, right? Like, and somebody else won. Like, the voting goes along with that. I think it's fair, and to me, it's like, I don't know, everyone should enter. Like, why wouldn't you be allowed to enter it? We're gonna crack down on it like that.
It's a fair point, but at the same time, first of all, I'm not professional. I don't make a living doing this,
No.
But I participate. It's going to sound a little conceited, but it's not. Okay. I participate because I like it, but also because I like those guys. And if I share their stuff, it gets views.
Right.
Sometimes. Right. So I feel like if I'm kind of getting in there, it might encourage more people to go. Yeah. I've heard that it might actually discourage people as well. It's like if Jason's participating, well, then why the fuck would I do it? Because I don't have a shot. And I'm like, well, that's kind of, I find that sucks a little bit to hear. I don't want to discourage people from doing it.
That's why I didn't enter. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Because you didn't want to discourage people from entering because you're so good?
No, because you were entering and I saw your shot and was like, I can't enter.
Did you send that message? I remember. I know there were a few comments underneath, like, "Why the fuck?"
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Okay, I did see a few of those things, but I agree, it's not really about winning. To me, I love participating in those types of things just because it's fun. It gives me sometimes I run out of ideas like anybody else. You know, you're tired, life gets in the way and things like that. And so when you get a prompt, you know, these guys were talking about Saturday morning cartoons. And I was like, challenge accepted. Let me stir up some ideas, you know?
Right?
Yeah.
So to me, it just gives me something to do, something to think about that's other than anything, you know? So when I'm participating, I'm not expecting to win, but I do like it. But at the same time, I don't want to discourage anybody from doing it either.
No.
I do realize why I didn't participate, because I donated the grand prize.
That's right. You could participate.
I was pissed I didn't win that. I don't even understand. That takes a lot, man. Why?
I was on a stream, I was drunk, and I said, let's up the ante. Let's make this contest interesting. And you know what? It brought the big fish, you know?
That's true. It's true. It did bring the big fish. Look, to me, it's all about community, right? And so, like, you're a part of this community. So why wouldn't you be allowed to participate?
It's, you know, there's a bit of nuance to be had there. I mean, it becomes strange sometimes that yes and no, am I part of the community? I feel like something like Johnny, for example, Sergeant Bananas, even Darius to an extent, and all that stuff. We need to keep our distance because there are certain amount that we can give without it consuming all of our time. You know what I mean? I know, for example, like Johnny and I were close for a while, private again, which is totally okay because I know that's the type of guy he is, right? And it's the same for me to an extent. I realize that I'm here. I am giving and giving and giving, like BTS time and things like that, trying to answer as many DMs as possible, but it never seemed like it was enough. So at one point I was just like, I got to pull back a little bit because, you know, but then you get criticized for that as well. So there's that fine line that I haven't really found yet as to where I fit in to the community. For a while I was participating in Toy Pick community, which they sent me a message recently and I didn't have time to participate. I didn't know that what's his name again? I don't remember his name. He was there earlier.
Yimbo?
Yimbo, yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know that guy. I didn't know he was part of that and all that stuff. So I followed him recently, you know, so I'm kind of disconnected, you know, and then there's also these infighting feuds between certain people and factions. And then, well, I happen to be friends with that guy, but that guy doesn't like that guy. And it just becomes this mix of shit that you're like, all right, I better just kind of just pull back and stay in like I'm comfortable in Quebec City because no one's around, you know, but it just becomes one of those things like, hey, Kev. So I kind of feel part of it, but then sometimes it's difficult to say, you know, and I might sound strange, you know, I don't know where I fit in to the community, to be honest. I really don't know where I fit in because for a while I was really there, no problem. But as soon as you start getting a little bit bigger of a following, people start reacting to you differently. But I'm still the same dude I was when I was shooting 4 years ago. I just happened to have worked a little bit and, you know, I had, you know, tried a few different things and I managed to just practice and got to where I am. And most of it is luck, to be honest. I have a following because I had a couple of shots that went viral on TikTok and they transferred over to Instagram. But they're not even shots that I particularly like, you know? And so here I have these people that are holding out for me to shoot Mario again, and I don't particularly feel like it.
Weren't you also on the Reddit front page?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Unilad and all that stuff that went there as well, you know? So, I mean, it was overwhelming for a little bit of time as well. It was kind of strange, to be honest, too, because you're like, fuck, my face is everywhere, you know? But then I got a taste of what the real internet looks like. And that was a really strange experience as well, because, you know, there's harsh criticism that comes with it. And I'm not really good at dealing with that. You know, I was bullied as a kid. Not to get too serious and stuff like that. So there are a few scars there. And so like you see some of the comments underneath it and you're like, the fuck is this, man? I'm only trying to have fun.
Right.
Like, wow, get a girlfriend, for example, is when you're like, oh no, my wife would be pissed. And then some people were trying to take you down a peg a little bit as well. It's
Sure.
like, like the Photoshop in there can't be like ignored, and you're like, I try not to use as much as, I erased the stick that's holding the guy.
Right.
There's nothing else there, so there's always someone trying to like criticize or something like that. Even on TikTok, sometimes you get these suggestions. Hey, you should add fire to that, and you're like, why don't you just burn your phone? There's your fire.
Yeah.
It just gets frustrating after a while that you can't answer everything, but you still keep getting these comments and things like that. So that to me was really fun, because you have guys like you guys, or like Jason Young, who's always been a huge supporter of mine as well. It got me into conversations with Darius, who's now a really good friend of mine. So it gave me access to people that normally I wouldn't have access to. It got me gigs here and there and all that stuff, which was really, really interesting. But then the other side is I have people that I used to be really good friends with, that I used to talk to regularly, that became trolls, and that was very difficult. I won't name those individuals, but it was really difficult, because they felt slighted by the fact that I had gained some form of popularity, and they felt that they deserved it, and it just became kind of soured relationships as a result. So, but at the same time, listen, I'm still having fun with all of it. You know what I mean? So the following itself is one of those things that it would be. I wouldn't have I like the fact that, like, with Mezco, it's always been very straightforward for me. They don't necessarily care about the follower count. They've always just liked my work, and they like me. So it's fun that way. But it doesn't stop them from working with other people. You know what I mean? There are certain things that I wasn't on or anything like that, and I don't feel sore about it or anything like that. But the same with Hasbro. They like working with Jax. They like working with Jason and Isaiah and all that stuff, and Richie. I reached out to them a couple of times, never heard back and all that. But name names. I'll send you the name, Kev. I don't mind telling you.
Yeah, but, I think the chat has gotten unhinged between everybody's asking for names at this point. So it's really funny. So
anyway.
And honestly, we had mentioned Reddit, and first off, thank you for sharing. We had, we've dove into situations like this in the past, where even when we had, wow, her name escapes me at the moment,
Babs
cosplayer Babs talked about being bullied as a kid, and how that she found the cosplay community and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, like, there's good and bad, and you talk about the bad side of the internet for sure. I do want to bring back up your Reddit thing, and mainly because of
press the wrong button.
Yep. Or his internet cut out. But he was the one who was sharing that. There you go.
Delvin. Divin is with the one that I went up with too, is Delved.
Kicked myself right out of there. So I was trying to change screens.
That's two times.
Yeah,
that
two.
Was the first time, but we weren't live yet.
Two.
Yeah. Who's Dom Mucciaro?
That's Hello There Toys on Instagram.
Hello There Toys, yeah.
Hello. Well, I'll send me a DM. I'll show you how to do that.
Nice. Yeah. Sorry, the other reason I want to bring back up the Reddit is because you were front page on this, and it's called, I just love the name of this category, Next Fucking Level. Like, it's just so good.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's it. But yeah, man, one of the things I did want to talk to you about, and you go back to the fact that you're still having fun. There is something, like, you bring a sense of fun. Your shots are, like, incredible, but every one of them has a sense of fun, and right, or a sense of story, right? And I mean, like, one of the first ones that I remember, of course, big Muppets fan, right? So the one of the Swedish Chef chasing the Gomorian guard, like, I was dying at that, like, that was so good. And then you had put up just a couple of days ago the picture of the knockoff Dr. Octopus with
Peter,
I'm with Peter.
Really proud of that one.
And we were just talking about that movie, which just thought was hysterical, or the Samuel L. Jackson one, right? You said Indy with the Predators, or even the what is it? The Monkey King with the banana, right? Like
that one, I did that one for me. Most of the time, I had so much fun. I saw everyone trying to make them look menacing and all that stuff, and I said, "How can I throw a monkey wrench into this?"
Yeah,
no pun
boom.
But it was just, I was like, "Geez, I've had Peely for such a long time. I don't know what to do with that figure, but I've always wanted to take a shot with him in it." Mm-hmm. And so I was like, "How could I turn this?" And I was like, "I got to make a dick joke out of this." And so it just came. I literally had that shot on my shelves for at least 3 months before I could actually shoot it. But it was all positioned that way, and it was all like that. And I remember telling my wife, "I'm going to make a dick joke out of a picture," and she says, "I can't wait to see it because this is actually a really funny idea." So you look at the picture itself. He's holding up the banana like he's got a boner, and he's got the other guy who's got a limp dick next to him with another banana, looking at the big dick walk across the way. And it's just, I had so much fun making that picture.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant, and it's got layers, right? Like it's, you're right. Like he's like, oh, right, this guy's got one down here. It's so good. But even like this one, I think is still one of my favorite, right? Like the leapfrog Godzilla. It's just it's so good. Like, to some extent, you're like, oh man, I hope that this gets done in a movie, right? Like somewhere, I
had seen so many Godzilla shots that look.
Kevin, no, Kevin, no, no.
Was it Batman #89? I think
Kevin, no. I
hasn't put out one of those videos in a long time. I'm missing another rant on Batman #89.
Yeah.
But
by the way, so Kevin, I had mispronounced Fennec Shan's, the actor who plays Fennec Shan's name. I'm not going to do it again, and it became a running joke. But yet, Kevin on the stream the other night on Legion's Lounge admitted that he just adds O to the end of everything to make it Spanish. So I really don't know how this is okay to go back and forth. So there you go. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off on that.
No, that's all right. That's because I'd seen so many shots of the monsters and all that stuff. Just in action, just looking menacing, like they're out of a movie and things like that. And I was like, but these things are so well articulated.
Yeah.
Let's pull out the articulation and see what we can do. And I've been having so much fun just kind of exploring the possibilities of what I could do. I wish I would have put the explosion on the other side, because now it looks like he's just farting on the building.
I thought that was the intention.
It wasn't.
Now I can't unsee that.
No, you can't.
I had a dude say that. Is he farting on a building? I was like, shit. But that wasn't intent. That wasn't intended. I just put the explosion there. I should have put it on the other side.
I love how you create depth though with other figures in front. Yeah, it really.
I gotta be honest with you. I just took this from Jax. I saw how long his setup was.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm too close to the TV. And the more I pull back, the more I can get into my 50mm frame.
Yeah.
As a result, that gives me room, but it also gives me F value. I can shoot long exposure, which is going to give me a little bit more clarity, And then Trevor told me to get a circular polarizer for my lens. Yes. And that way I can control the light from the background emanating from the television. And so, man, it's been golden from there. I just love that setup because it's just so long, but I know exactly what I'm doing. I know where to put my lights and all that stuff. So yeah, it's just a fun setup.
That's another thing is like you need for people who use like the screen, you need a polarizer just to control that light that's coming from the TV.
You can pull up the shot that I sent you this week, Matt, if you want, the one that the Godzilla. I have a Matador shot, Ultra Matador, that I haven't posted yet, and I sent it to Matt because he's been sending me a couple of his pictures too, and so we've become picture pals, not
picture pals.
We're not there yet.
Not
yet.
I don't have that banana figure. I was looking at that at the last toy show though. I saw it there.
Oh, he's cool.
Let me scroll.
Mr. Detour Customs, what's up? Hey, Steven.
Steph was on our show last week, I think, right?
Is it Steven or is it Stefan Urkel?
I think it's Stefan. Stefan Urkel. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh,
do you guys see this?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely having fun
what's
with
up,
the
man?
shot. That's so cool.
That's so good. That's a lot of fun.
I can't see it.
Oh, you can't see it?
on.
All right. Yeah.
Let me.
Take it out.
Yep.
Take it out.
Back
Yeah.
in.
Excuse me while I
take out the banana.
take out the Oh god. I was actually
haven't posted this one yet, but it'd be fun. It's I had that idea in mind. I might reshoot it. I don't know yet, but I really like it.
How long do you keep the setup? Like, or is this on your living room? Like when you shoot it?
This is my living room. Yeah. So I set it up in the morning, and by noon I'm done.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still love that. It looks good.
It looks good.
Good shot.
I love the setup.
Yeah. I love the red. Yeah.
Is that a cape that you got? Is it like a white cape?
It's the cape that comes with the Mezco figure.
Oh,
okay.
And so he's using it as like those Matador things. I got the little jet there coming out of the explosion in the back.
yeah, I see that.
Nice.
Yeah, I might want to reset the buildings to see maybe if it goes, but overall, the thing is, I wanted to shoot with the 50 millimeter. I do have shots with that. I might check those out, but I feel like it came alive with the 24 mil, which is why it looks like that. So, yeah. But I know that shot's going to die a painful death on my feed because no one likes Ultraman, but I like Ultraman.
That's it, man.
I remember I used to watch it as a kid, like in Saturday morning cartoon, like in Saturday morning block. I think it was on Fox, but it's like I don't remember the actual storyline. I was so young then, and I was waiting for
I got
X-Men.
it because my dad used to watch it as a kid, and I remember we were talking. I don't remember exactly what it was we were talking about, and he was talking to me about what he used to watch as a kid compared to what I had, because they didn't have they had animated, Disney stuff and all that stuff, but he said that he remembers watching Ultraman. And it's interesting because, because I grew up in French Canada, in Quebec, a lot of the shows that I would watch would not necessarily be shows that were produced in the United States because those were too expensive. So what they would do is they would buy rights to things that were from France, Belgium, Japan, and things like that because they were cheaper. So we grew up with a lot of Japanese animation and things like that. And even my dad at the time. And so that's where Ultraman came in for him. So when he talked to me about Ultraman, I was like, that's interesting. I had no idea that you watched that as a kid. And I said, Mezco are putting out a figure of Ultraman. I'll get it and I'll take a couple of shots for you. And so when I did, the first thing I remember when he came to visit me, he was like, he met my daughter. And then the next question was like, where's the Ultraman figure?
That's great.
That was so
I feel like obviously love to keep the conversation going, but I'd love to have you back on. And I feel like I want your dad to come on with you. Like I think that'd be
he'll
great.
Say no, flat out.
Just flat out, just no. All right,
no.
So all right, well,
he'd say hi, and then after that, Dad needs to keep busy. Right, and so he'd be sitting here, and he's like, "What are we talking about? What is this? Can I go? Can I go do something now?" He needs to be tinkering with something. If he has to sit here, he's gonna get bored and fall asleep and do whatever. So, no, I'm gonna give him a no for him right away.
Okay, all right. So 16 shooter says sorry he's late, and yes, Trevor, I did show up for Jason. It is you've also been on the show twice now, so
Trevor.
There you go, Trevor. There you go. So yeah. Trevor was on the show, and my car broke down, so I was not able to be on. It was the one show I missed. But clearly, people like to hold grudges with me. So,
that's
name names, Jason. Let's take heat off of me.
No, I like teasing Trevor. The other night he was on. I don't remember who he was talking to, and I teased him a little bit. So now it's my turn. He's probably going to give me shit.
In the beginning of the show, you had mentioned that you've been doing this for 4 years and you're almost out, and there's other things you want to do. What are some of those other things that you want to do?
I don't know, spend less money.
Well, I'm sorry. Say that again. I think you came through in French. I didn't understand what you said.
I could say it in French if you want, but
sure.
No, it's I don't know, man. It's just that dealing with FOMO is such a hard thing. And whenever they put out something new, it feels like a race to who's going to be able to get it out first.
We had this conversation like last week.
Exactly. I won't name names.
Yeah, won't name names.
Stay tuned for Between Two Sentinels After Dark, where we're gonna name names. Yeah.
And it becomes a little bit difficult to justify the prices because I'm 43 years old. I'm going to be 44 in April. I don't know why I said that because 42 is just right there. But
April passed already.
Exactly, it's just past. It's not even Christmas yet, and here I am. I'm 43 years old, and I'm like, I looked around my apartment, and I'm like, wow, I'm going to be leaving a bunch of plastic for my kids. This blows. What the fuck are they going to do with 14 Gomez figures?
I mean, either enjoy it like you did, or sell it.
Sell it. That's the fun thing. Is like the collector community, as you guys well know, is a fickle bunch. Unless you're giving it away, they don't want to pay.
Oh yeah.
So it's just one of those things. Yeah, exactly.
That's a name any names.
That's a name names. Yeah.
Exactly.
And legendary poser. Once we get super chats going, I'll say names all day with super chats. Don't you worry. I'll say I'm wrong and collect my money. Very nice. So, that's fine. So, yeah.
So, FOMO is one thing, but I'm working real hard not to buy a bunch of shit for no reason anymore. Like I really wanted that McFarlane Batmobile, and then I was like, where the fuck am I going to put it? That's $100 I could use to get a sushi supper for my kids and family and all that. So it was like, it's really fun.
Mine's still in the garage, unopened. So, I feel you. So I feel you.
So it's just some of the things that I want to do. I mean, I don't know, just be more available for the kids. My wife is hardcore into knitting.
Okay.
And so she was talking about getting some sheep. So
like actual sheep?
Yeah, so that she could like get her own yarn. And I was like, I don't mind. I'd like to take care of sheep. Why not? Let's do that. Okay. Make our own wool and stuff, So it's just, I know that maybe in New York it's a little bit more difficult. We've got land here.
Yeah, you guys definitely have land.
But so I mean, just do that. I want to get back into shape as well. So spend money on staying a little bit healthier, things like that. I haven't read as much as I want to. I used to love reading, and right now I've been more focused on taking pictures of toys and being appreciated online, and just general instruction. Maybe I want to finish off. I have one class left to get to finish off like a university degree that I want to complete. And so just go back to school. I miss being in school. That'd be fun. It's one of those things that I have always loved is learning.
Wait,
so learn something else.
You want to get back to school, but you're a teacher.
Yeah.
Aren't you already in school?
I am in school, but the thing is,
you don't want to be on that. You want to be on the other side.
Yeah,
it's
being a teacher is like, it's a wonderful pay. I think it's fun because it keeps me young. The generation today, it keeps me kind of in the loop as to what they're interested in, things like that. So it's cool because I get to keep on the pulse of what's happening. So I won't age before my time, although I am old. When I look out to my class and I see the deadness in their eyes of like, why is this motherfucker talking to me at 8 a.m? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm the one giving the information, and I like few and far between. I'm going to get an essay where I'm like, oh shit, this kid's going places. I love this. They're all bright in their own way, but there are a few times that I'll be able to read something really interesting, and when I do that, then I start missing when I used to write. Just a couple of things. Being able to chat with teachers and things like that, and just have this really interesting conversations with individuals that see the world in a different manner. And so I kind of miss being in the classroom, because that way I'm receiving the information rather than just giving it.
Steve says being a consistent learner is great. Steve and I had a great conversation this morning actually about Robin Williams and just like impacting people that feels relevant to what kind of you're doing in the classroom. And then he says that you are the cool teacher in the school.
It's funny because I have some of my students, they're like, you're TikTok famous. I was like, there's no money involved.
I'm
your English teacher, and that's it.
Yeah. My boss is TikTok famous, and he says the same thing. So He says, so Jason knows the lingo. Say something hip.
Oh no, I don't know the lingo at all. Actually,
quick, let's talk about threads. Oh. And then I want to jump back to Trevor's comment. It says Major FOMO should be a GI Joe or Valaverse figure.
Valaverse?
Oh, you not?
I don't know. Oh yeah. Okay,
Valaverse,
the knockoff GI Joes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? No, it's
the GI Johns. Yeah. So
GI Johns.
There you go,
GI Johns. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So okay. So if we would be devastated if for some reason you ever got out, do you feel like you would always still take pictures of? Do you still do photography? Do you still feel like photography is just in your DNA, or like there is a part of me now that's picturing like you're raising these sheep and you're like, well, if I put an explosion behind the sheep and make it run towards me, I could fill the frame.
No, you just put a light in the sheep.
In the sheep,
have the explosion because it's like that, like the cotton ball thing.
It's like the cotton ball thing. And real quick, while you're thinking on that answer, Trevor wants to know if you're drinking Cabernet. So.
It's going to be a Malbec Merlot.
Yeah, I was thinking Malbec. Anyway, because of the color. But go ahead.
Yeah. I've always loved cameras. I used to shoot short films. It got too complicated to raise the funds, find proper people to work with, and things like that. And it was just being able to get into toy photography gave me the opportunity to control everything. Just one frame at a time. In this case, right? So I had all my actors, they were all blocked in the way that I want them to be. I could find the proper framing. I could tell the story I wanted to tell in that way. Would I come back to photography? I don't think that it would leave. The only thing is that I haven't found a way to get it to translate outside of toy photography. It's very difficult. I've worked with a friend of mine who was a photographer for, calendar. He does car photography and things like that. And he's really good, but he uses Flash. I've never used Flash and all that stuff. So there's a whole other aspect of that technology that I've never really delved into. Mm-hmm. Would I continue going? I don't know. I'm the type of person that I had a film podcast. Once I was done with that, I moved on. And that was it. Mm-hmm. I feel like this would probably be the same thing. Like Matt said earlier, he says you'd probably just end up selling all your stuff. It's pretty much what I think, because to me, the figures, yes, I'm a collector at heart, but now that I see them as tools, they're in the way. I feel like they're just going to be collecting dust. I'd probably have a display with a couple of things that I really like, like the few painted heads that I got, like a Jack Nicholson that I thought was fucking great from, what's his name? Venchi Art online. These really fun custom things that I like because they're always tied to the film world. I know that recently I've been talking to my wife a little bit that I've been getting the itch to shoot again, maybe get into cinema again, maybe shoot a short film. I think that my experience in toy photography would actually benefit me in that way because cinematic lighting is more, it doesn't use flash. It's going to be, with proper long exposure and things like that with the lighting, especially, just static lights and all that stuff. So I would know exactly what kind of lighting I enjoy. And it would be easier for me to make that leap back into that. That being said, I'd have to find a script that I really want to shoot. I'd have to find actors that I really want to work with. My life predominantly is in English, but in a French province. So finding English people to work with is very difficult here. So that's most of the reasons why when I used to shoot my short films, I tried to limit the amount of dialogue so that I didn't have to constantly be, creating like French scripts because that would be what people would understand in my neck of the woods, so there's that little level of difficulty that's there. I definitely have a little bit of a platform that could help me get going if ever I wanted to get back into shooting short films. If you go back, like my early posts, I had shot a couple of short films for a horror film contest, which I placed very well. I finished, I think, in the top 10 one year, in the top 20 the second year.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I mean, there is that itch. I'm slowly liking going back to the movie theater. So I don't know. There's that, but I just think also just kind of being present. That's the one thing that I have trouble doing, you know. So getting up in the morning and just kind of being there, having a conversation with my wife, being there for the kids, doing their homework and things like that is something that's been somewhat elusive to me in recent years. Because of the personal projects that I have. And I feel like right now I've accomplished what I need to accomplish personally, that if I move on, I'll be happy to just call it a day and that'll be it. Wow. Stop motion, Steve. No, I did do stop motion when I was taking a class. And what I learned from stop motion is that I have no patience for stop motion.
Oh, you need a lot of patience.
No.
And make sure you have food somewhere.
Yeah, you got to make sure, or someone to bring you food.
Yeah, but sometimes if you're stuck and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, nobody's gonna bring food.
No one's bringing you food at 4 o'clock. Yeah.
No.
That was really it's fascinating that you started with film, and kind of moved into this. Similar backgrounds. I mean, we talked about earlier, right? Matt and I met through CrossFit, but both work in production now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what we do on a daily basis. So if you did ever want to shoot something and you wanted to shoot it during your break, if you came down this way, we'd be able to hook you up pretty well. So
that's awesome. I already have an idea for something. My wife fucking hates the idea, but I love it.
It's great. I'm in. If your wife hates it, I'm in. No, I'm just. And there's always like Jay Hernandez, who I'm sure you're familiar with, who's been on a show. He's an actor, so I'm sure we can make this completely
really good. I like his face. He's good.
Yeah, could do a completely toy community based film. Cool. Do you want to get into some picks? Talk about some picks?
Yeah, I brought, like I told Matt, I said I didn't really see anything interesting, so I brought 3 of mine.
Love it.
Guy's that much of an asshole.
No, when I read that, I actually spat out my coffee. I'm like, wow.
No, I'm very Canadian. It was one of those things I was like, I do not talk about yourself too much during the thing. Here I am. That's why I have a glass of wine normally, to take the edge off.
Good.
Speaking of which, I'll be back in 1 second. I want to get
go for it. Yeah, we'll pull the pictures up and get started. Go for it.
Yeah. I was going to tell him he didn't send me his picks that he wanted to view.
Oh, that's all right.
But I have ours. But
let's.
When he gets back, I'll just tell him to just DM it to me, and then I'll add it on.
Yeah. But why Jason is running out? Gotta take another minute here. Check in with the chat. Steve is really pushing stop motion hard. I was also gonna say, hey, we're 2 days away from the Odious Kickstarter. So if you're watching this within the next 24 hours, 48 hours, make sure you go head over to Unparalleled Universe and back Odious. And just as Jason comes back, we've got this lovely quote that says, "The ego on this guy," from Trevor. So
yeah, it says the dude that barely answers my fucking text messages. But
name names, Jason. No.
I understand Trevor, though. He's getting up there in age. So the thing is that whenever I text him, it was like, "Do you want me to notify Trevor silently?" Poor guy. Maybe the shake is fucking up his arthritis or something.
Steve is 100.
I'm just kidding, man.
Yeah, Steve is 100% right. He says, "Let's stop to thank our sponsors." No sponsors, and we're back. Yeah.
Trevor says, "Whoa." We're gonna have to steal that.
Trevor is one of my favorite people. It's on now. He's one of my. If I could, I'd talk to Trevor every day. But I'm that needy guy. Bananas once told me, he says, "Forget my number," and I was like, "All right, cool," and I did. So it was one of those things. I just love talking to these guys.
Well, now we have
Jason,
to have a.
Are you still in Quebec City, man? Because I want to go see Mission Impossible. Sorry, it's one of my best.
No, it's awesome. We'd love having him here. I do want to go see Mission Impossible too. I caught up with all of them this year recently, so I'm excited to go see that.
I have to catch up on those.
Catch up on them, and then we'll go see them.
Indy yet.
So you didn't go see Indy yet? Oh, dude. Oh man, Indy. I can't even talk about it until you see it, and then we'll talk about it. If I didn't have to take my pills, I'd be destroying you.
Oh, man. In the words of Austin Powers, oh, behave.
When you have free time to stream again, I kind of want to have the two of you on at the same time.
Trevor and me?
Yeah. I think that would be be great.
I'm too comfortable. Trevor, he's very New York. You guys you're very New York. I'm glad, but as a Canadian, I'm always like, I wonder, am I allowed to say this to these people?
Say it.
I don't know how much they care about this stuff because we're friendly people, and I don't know how friendly I'm allowed to be to New Yorkers because they're like, fuck the Canadian guy.
No, I think it'll be great having you on. You and Trevor on will be like our equivalent of Elon and and Zuckerberg going into a cage match. We'll like you and Trevor and
who's who in this scenario, man? I don't like any of the choices.
No. That's like bad parenting right now. I call my kids every once in a while. I'll just be like, Tweedledee, get over here. They'll be like, well, which one of us is Tweedledum? It's like, I didn't say it.
Yeah.
I didn't say which one was. So, that's saying so.
Jason, if you want to DM me the pictures, I'll put them onto the list. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do that.
Legendary Poster says, we're not all that friendly, Jason. And Kevin's got your back. So there you go.
If he remembers you.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's a love. He posted a meme about it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing but love, and that's what we are.
Can't wait for San Diego.
I know.
Shit talking. And we're all drunk. And doing karaoke. Oh, God.
Oh, all right. Matchu, you want to pull up one of the other pictures while Jason sent it over? Yeah. Take your time. Oh, we got some of the other stuff we can look at.
We'll look at the three pictures from his profile at the end of it.
Yeah, it's that's accurate.
I was like,
so what?
Somebody said it.
Yeah. So Figbug, there was a thing about like East Coast, West Coast, right? Where it was like West Coast will be nice to you, but won't do anything about it.
Won't be kind.
Won't be kind. Yes, they'll be nice, but not kind. Where East Coast is kind but not nice, right? So we'll call you a fucking idiot while we change the tire on your car.
Yeah.
But
you fucking idiot, you don't know how to change a tire? I'll do it.
Exactly, but I'll do it for you. Right? It's
but you saw how I reacted to the Jamiroquai news. See how gullible I am? I was like, like if ever some New Yorker was like, hey, I'm trying to find this place and like walk down that way and that way and that way. I like in my brain, I was like, oh, they're being helpful. No, I'd be mugged by two individuals.
Well, you'd either be mugged or just sent in the wrong direction because New Yorkers don't like to give the wrong direction. So you'll be like, hey, where is this? And they'll just be like, oh, it's down that way. And they'll just keep walking. They don't like to not know where it is. Yep. But before we jump into this real quick, Steve says, save some toy money for bail in San Diego.
Oh, shit.
Someone's going to have to bail us out. So yeah, so this pick, this was one of mine, right? I believe.
I didn't pick it.
Oh, well, okay. So yeah, this one came across my.
I'm only liking it now. That's why I know I didn't pick it.
This one came across my feed, and first off, here's a singer that needs a figure. But also, dude, it's the lighting on this is so good. Mm-hmm. The posing, could you if you just were scrolling through, I don't even know if it's a figure, right? Like this looks like it could have been a screenshot from a concert, and boosted figures. I just thought it did an amazing job. And there's a great story behind it where it's tied to him losing a friend of his. So there's a lot of emotion in the picture, and I think that emotion in the story came through. And yeah, I saw it and I was touched by it. And it's a great shot. It's a great tribute. It has a lot of meaning. It looks great.
It's Michael Jackson. I'm kidding.
Oh God. Oh,
I do like the reflection from the piano that was caught over there too.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one.
He's a nice guy too. I like him.
This is good.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Jojo Jung, whatever. Everything this guy does is always amazing. It looks like a still from the video game.
Yeah. It looks like it's from the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the little hair.
Hair coming up. Yeah, it's a nice touch. Yeah.
This guy can composite like crazy.
Fig Bunker says, so good to see another Jamiroquai.
Love it.
Love it. It's good. Jamiroquai? Yeah. So no, this is good. I mean, obviously, the Digi-ROM in the background, but it works together so well.
Yeah.
Is it Digi or does he composite that in?
That could be a composite.
Could be a composite, I guess.
That guy composites like crazy.
Does he?
Yeah, look at his other work. He's fucking crazy, man. He loves that. He's so good. I'd love to see his behind the scenes. I haven't seen him share much, to be honest, but he is phenomenal.
Oh my god.
Oh. Wow. Looks like he might have it behind the scenes here, or just zoom crops in.
Oh yeah.
That's
so it does do a composite. No, it's a composite.
That's a composite.
That's all
wow.
There. Yeah. See, I don't know any of that stuff. Like
you said
I remember
you were learning it though, right?
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
I was trying to help you out.
I was it was who was it? Tom? I have Watu. I remember when Huayon sent me a screen so that I could edit my pictures on in exchange for a YouTube video. And I remember doing the YouTube video and I felt bad because I was like, this is how rudimentary my skills are. And I remember sending it to Tom and Tom was like, yeah, this is real basic shit. And I was like, I know, man.
Oh, that's right. I saw this Gwen picture I guess it was last week or something. That Gwen, the jumping Gwen it's unreal. So that one, yeah.
Is that a figure?
I didn't realize it was figure.
That's the Cigar one.
Yeah. So it's real. Yeah, it's so good.
All right, let me see if I got this from. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Justin. This guy hadn't shot in over a year, and he comes back with this. And I was like, this is so cool.
It's really cool.
really, really loved it. Now I have that shark and I have that Popeye. So I don't know.
How big is that shark?
That's the thing. I don't know how he got it to scale that way because it does not look like that.
So it's not.
What shark is it?
Enormous, right? Because that.
The one that's because it's the same one that I use, I think, in my Popeye shot from like 2 years ago. And it's just one of those things that like reminded me of Moby Dick to an extent, or even the Old Man in the Sea. And I was just like, what a way to come back. It's just really, really cool.
Was he working on this for 2 years? Is it?
Maybe the bubbles, he put them all individually.
Yeah.
But no, man, it was so good to see Justin back because he's really, really good. There's another guy like Tank Toys. There's another guy whose work is phenomenal and he just doesn't have time to shoot, Justin, I don't know what extended break he went on, but that's it. He just basically like, hey, I'm back. And he shot that one too with the Ghost and Luigi. But if you look at the Batman picture that he posted was like from 2022 or 2021. 2020. There you go.
Wow.
He's been gone for a while.
Wow.
You spent 2 years enlarging the shark. That's what she said.
Oh God. If you had put dick jokes on the bingo tonight, I would have been like, nah, not this one. Oh, that's awesome though.
That's also what she
I remember that Luigi shot, yeah.
Yeah, Justin is really good.
Yeah. That's cool. That's really good.
Free advertising for me. All right.
Man.
This one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Good.
Yeah.
He did a good job on this. So Century Productions does a good job. He does a good job too of showing the behind the scenes. Usually, actually, I think he puts up the behind the scenes before he puts up the shot. Yeah. Get you kind of excited about it. So it's smart.
Steroids.
It's all steroids, kids.
Oh, look at that nice indie with short round. I'm looking forward to getting that short round figure.
Yeah, that's something that I'm looking for also. When I went to Chubsy today,
Was he?
I was asking if he got it, but he didn't have it yet. That's what second.
Oh, yeah.
That's the second wave, right?
Yeah, technically the second wave. I don't know how they're doing waves though. Well, it's the second build and artifact wave because they also released like Kazim randomly, and I don't know how they're doing it. So
I'm always impressed by ACBA.
yeah,
I know that some of their crew don't like me, but because I never was featured by them either. But I'm always impressed by their work. That
I am impressed.
There's a huge aspect of it to me that I'm always a little bit like, stop being snobs just because it's not all in camera. It's not a fucking big deal, for Christ's sake. You know, look at the amount of work they really are good friends with Trevor. They really like Mr. Lee's stuff, and if there's anybody that's doing a lot of work in post, it's those two guys. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you can't pick and choose. But this I think is really fun. Yeah. And this is not a knock on them, by the way.
No, of course.
It's just that I remember seeing constant debates of like, oh, you know, we don't want to do this, and you're like, yeah, but just because you don't want to do it,
I think they are more open to it.
Okay,
now,
good.
Though.
Everyone's aged.
I do like the solitaire picture with Gambit. That's fun.
Sorry.
This is fucking great.
Oh wow.
This is so great. But the thing is
colors on that.
As it looks like that, it looks fantastic. But please show the behind the scenes.
Yeah. John, while I show the behind the scenes, can you read the caption for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Hit the translate button. That'd be great.
Now look at what this guy did. He flipped up these little pieces of paper. You can translate that at the bottom if you want.
Yeah.
Now he was hired to do this, or she was hired to do this. I'm assuming it's a guy.
Yeah. And he just flipped up the.
He flipped up the pages, and wait till you see the lighting go through it. Look at this. This is what his diorama looks like.
Oh wow!
Just paper? Oh, that's awesome.
And look at that. Look at the setup. It is magnificent.
Two lights.
And look at you can see inside the lens there.
Wow.
What it looks like. And then he puts the figures down, and it's just perfect. It looks amazing. I was so taken aback by this. It was when I saw that pop up, I was like, this is fucking genius. It's not, it's close to Matt, you know. Close to Matt genius, but
that's wow.
Look at that.
I'm so glad they shared the BTS because like it's in a beautiful shot to start with, but then just watch like that's impressive, and just seeing how it's all in camera and wow,
beautiful.
Yeah,
look at
that's
that.
really amazing work. Wow. That
really
wow.
Good.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
this fucking shot again. Sorry.
Sorry. Well, never mind.
I love Jay. I love Cad's Toys. They're both really nice guys. I've seen 1,000 of this.
It showed up on my feed today. I thought it was great. You know, I knew I had that other shot of Freddie Mercury, but yeah, I mean, like also this shot going after the last shot doesn't, you know, so.
It's all right.
Yeah,
it's a comic
so
book
it's a good
panel.
shot.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I've seen it many, many times from those guys. It's not a
that was
criticism. It's just
no. Sorry. It's like it's a walking shot. It's a walking shot. Yeah.
Oh, that fucking walking.
Does he have a walking shot? I would be surprised if he did.
Jay, they have great ideas. Look, there's another one. Look down there in the corner. There it is.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then there's another one down there. I can guarantee.
Well, didn't Jay lose his account and then he's rebuilding it back?
Is that what that is?
I think so. It was one of them that lost their account and then they had
Sounds
to
like criticism.
I
guess I apologize. I'm not trying to be sour about it. I like the lighting that these guys have, though.
Yeah,
really good. Yeah,
it's clear. It's clean. Yeah, 78 points is in the house. I says, "Hey, dudes." Trevor sounds like criticism.
Yeah.
Makes you stronger. Makes you tougher. So, and it's so Jay did lose his account. I didn't realize that was Cat
right,
Jay.
I wanted to bring this one up. This is the first.
Yeah, let's talk about this one.
It's a new account.
Yeah.
I just started. So I sent you this.
Yeah.
And
great. Another space alien shot. All right, fine. Yeah. So.
Right. Who are these guys? But
Oh.
I mean, when this one showed up,
oh my god,
just a week ago,
I don't know.
I just can't believe it. How fucking beautiful this is, because it has obviously Trevor's signature cleanliness. I love the fact that if you look at the other wall, it looks like something coming out of Tron. But for some reason, it's just a polished look. The lighting, it's just everything is. It just works. You know, the funny thing is that sometimes you'll look at pictures like this and they'll seem cluttered, but you know exactly what's going on in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. Trevor's always had clean shots, right? You know, I'm not trying to be a fanboy on Trevor, but like this shot showed up and it almost felt like next level. Like it was like I saw the shot and I was like, what? I couldn't even believe it was real. You know,
like show I want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. It's a right out of a trailer, you know, and just how clean everything looks in the light, the framing. It's damn impressive. Damn impressive. You know.
Did you guys see how he put his watermark in there?
Yep.
No, I missed it.
It's above.
I see it now. Yeah. Look at that. Well, he's also got my birthday in there, 8/20. So that's fine. You know, him and Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones talked about it.
That is a crash. I believe that's a crash box.
It is,
right?
Again, in Canadian dollars is
crash box.
Unaffordable.
Oh,
but that picture is just one of those things. I'm like, fucking hell, man. Yeah. That's the power of this first guy.
Medium.
1.6 shooter. I've never heard of
him.
But
must be new.
I looked at his account a little bit after that, and you know, he does multiple things. He does the things with the ogres and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know,
You
know, it's very mythical stuff, and he's really good. You know, and sometimes like that cowboy shot as well, like morning.
What are they called? They're called My Thick Leggings, right? I think that's what they are. My Thick
Leggings.
Yeah, exactly. My Thick Leggings.
He just posted that one with the skull today, and it looks really fantastic as well. It's like a dead Conan.
Yeah.
You know, but look at that. Look at how fucking cool that is. That's a poster, man.
Good. Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say about the other one, the cosmic one. I was going to say, Trevor, I know that, you know, he'll be at Legion's Con, but I want a print of that other one and how that cosmic one. I want a print of that because I know, like,
I don't know. From what I understand, he's from New York. He's not that nice.
No, he's not that nice. Oh, okay. Yeah. But Steve Morrow, My Thick Leggings is like one of the first jokes that Matt and I started. So yes,
it was. I believe it was a car ride back from one of the shows.
It was a car ride back from one of the shows where we called them My Thick Leggings.
Because I think you kept messing up the
shocking. Yeah. I kept messing up pronunciation. Trevor says might make the calendar. There it is. Oh,
there we go.
Great. I don't know what I'm going to do with the other 11 months, but
this shot I love also.
That's great.
It's the clay. Yeah. So
now I feel like having coffee.
Just enabling us on everything, right?
On everything.
That's the thing. I actually was going to get into Mythic Legions as a result of his work. And then I got a few Mythic Legions. And I was like, I suck at these. I'm not going to do this. And so, yeah, I decided like Cosmic Legions and all that stuff, I have to get out. So, no. I'll love all of Trevor's work when it comes to this stuff. Beautiful work.
Steve says now he wants some legs.
He must be annoyed now, just with just us saying, "Oh, it's beautiful." Every time he puts out something, it's a fucking masterpiece. He must be so bored now. Just like I know I'm good.
That was good.
Yeah. You know, I know I'm good. I don't know what Trevor does to challenge himself. But I want to ask Trevor. I'm honest. Was this a hard picture to take?
Trevor, you around? You want to? I'll just. Should we send Trevor the link? You're already working on that. All right, you're already on it. Okay, great. Buckle up. We're going 3 hours tonight.
I'd really love to know if he has difficulty setting up for this. Sure.
Sure.
It was difficult. Or sure, he's coming on.
Oh,
I'm gonna need a refill if he's coming on.
I might have
Go
to get
for
him a
it.
drink now.
Go for it, everybody. If you guys take 5, I'll catch up with the chat. We'll talk about how Steve wants leggings now for his ogre. So coming soon to Mythic Legions, my thick leggings for your ogres. Yeah, so.
2 C's.
2 C's, 2 C's on that. Yeah, GPS slot.
Leggings for ogres.
Ogre leggings, done and done. They come in Shrek green or yeah. So, oh god. But yeah.
But yeah, so I wonder because he's been doing product photography. He's worked now with Spiro Toys. He's worked with Hasbro. He's worked with, and every time he puts something out, it's him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it always looks great. And I know he's a very big critic of his work. I know that some of the shots that he did for Hasbro, he was talking to me about it, and I'm not going to share anybody what he said, but he basically was like, I had to put it together fast because they needed it fast and all that stuff. I'm not too happy with it, but it still looked fucking great. Yeah. We're always our worst critics. But when it comes to this, I always want to know just how hard he thinks it is to shoot. Because for me now, I'm like, okay, it's okay. It gets repetitive. Like my lighting setup, I know what I like. I know what I want to do and all that stuff. But if you see the amount of shit that Trevor uses, like bounce cards, this is doing that. Like I don't have his technical know-how when it comes to that stuff. I put my camera down and I know a little bit about, what I'm doing and things like that. But I like, to me, Trevor is like a Kubrick level understanding of like how the fucking technology works for him. I'm a little bit of a slave to the technology in the sense that I'll know what I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure that I'm only using 10% of what it's capable of doing. Now he's a professional, and I want to understand, like, when he's taking a shot like that, when he sets up, how long does it take him to get to the level he's at, especially for a product shot like that for Cosmic Legions? Is this something that he's like, how do I get all these people in one shot so that I don't have to take multiples? What story am I trying to tell? What does he go through as a process is something I've never talked about with him. And I think I'm very curious about that.
Let's do it tonight.
No time but the present.
There he is.
Here he is.
My man.
And like Kubrick, I beat my figures too, man. I just really destroy them on set, kill their egos, and
poor Wendy.
Exactly.
Is it the Hitchcock school? Actors are cows, or actors are cattle, right? That's how you just bring them. Yeah.
What's my motivation? Your salary.
Still, by the way, one of the best Mad Men lines that ever came out of that show, right? It was like, I do all this work and you never say thank you. And he goes, that's what the money's for.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
That's 100% Hitchcock.
Yeah. It's by the way, though, if you are in a corporate setting, don't say that because then HR wants to hear it and it's not great. But anyway,
you got away with that back in the day while you were having a cocktail for lunch in your office.
Right. Yeah, they're shunned down on that. Well, advertising today is not anything I was sold on. So anyway,
exactly.
I just want to acknowledge that we both have JShot and Trevor in the room, so you guys can fight out whatever the hell it is.
My God. For the second time. Second time. But that's only because I'm not the featured guest. If I'm the featured guest, then he doesn't show up.
Trevor coming on, riding my coattails again. God damn it.
I know. I'm sorry, Jason. I know I do that a lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look, man. First off, thanks for jumping on. It was awesome to have you in the chat. And
I just sit here in front of the camera waiting for somebody to just me on YouTube, basically. That's why I'm on fucking every day.
I think you are. You are on like every day now.
At one point, it's going to be reality TV with Trevor Williams. It's going to be awesome. Like, what podcast are you doing tonight? Let's hold on. I don't remember where I am.
Loves it. Loves it. Yeah. When I say, gotta go. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they just called me out. I got to run downstairs. Yeah.
You got a notification.
Yeah.
You have your own symbol, like the signal, like the bat signal.
Yeah, I told her I'm gonna have to put like an on-air light above the basement door or something like that. It's just
that's awesome. I like that. That's
hey, I'm like, no, duh.
Exactly. It's gonna be like fucking Howard Hughes at some point. It's called the Hercules. On air, just watching old video clips of himself naked, pissing in jars.
Naked, exactly. Playing with action figures.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Used to be somebody.
I need my 50th Leia hot toys.
I don't think Matt. I think we could just sit back now. I think they got this. Let's just let this run. Oh
yeah. So, Mr. Williams, I'm taking over this interview.
All right.
Okay. So when you have your Mythic Legion shots,
you really are
Cosmic Legions and all that stuff. How difficult is it for you to shoot? You know, when you come up with an idea like that, you're telling yourself, okay, they need X number of shots. I need to get all these figures in because I don't want to shoot 6. Now, this is between us. The 4 Horsemen guys are not listening right now.
No, they're never online.
They're definitely not listening. Yeah.
But that's the thing. I wanted to know, like, how hard is it for you to come up with a concept like that? Because when I see a shot like that, every time I'm like, it makes me feel like I'm not putting in the effort when I know I am. You know what I mean? I didn't do a walking pose again.
Your stuff is nuts, man. You put in so much effort. First,
I do. But the thing is, I'm not berating whatever I do. Yeah. I like what I do.
I know you do. Talk about it all the time.
Oh, I'm on with 3 New Yorkers, and I'm being bullied again. Mother.
Canadians make it too easy, man.
Oh my God. All right, so next week I'm gonna have your stand-ins. This is gonna be this is the exclusive Jason and Trevor figures. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, then we need somebody to make fun of. That's the
problem. I love that. That's a really good joke. I love that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cut your question.
How difficult do you find it to set up for a shot like that?
This one I did for myself. Finally, I mean, it's been like a month and a half since I
really
shoot something for myself. Yeah, that was for me.
Very fucking cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, the problem is it's not a problem. It's the job. Like with the Mythic Legion stuff that they said, like the Cosmic Legions, when I did those, they were prototypes, and they fall apart, and you have to tape them up, and arm falls off and breaks. Then you got to glue it and wait half an hour to So it's not fun, you know what I mean? It's fun to try and make them into something with the limited motion that they have. But when you get the production figures in hand, man, I couldn't wait to get these things. That was like day one, man. I ripped those open and I'm like, yeah, I got the shot. I just want to do like a massive space, Star Wars esque, like thing. And I had it in my head. I had that pretty much worked out in my head, which is sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't. And,
but so
the setup came quick.
The way that you block it though is always a really interesting aspect because you use a lot of tilts in the work that you do. This one looks like it has a Dutch tilt in it as well. So what?
A little bit.
Does it give you like the framing? Look, see?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Now, are you giving yourself? Because my natural instinct would be to tilt it the other way, simply because you've got your perfect lines, which are fine because you're really directing the angle like that.
You already got the leading lines all over.
Exactly.
The place, yeah.
I would have actually flipped it the other way because to me, the way that they're shaped with the heads are actually leading out the other way. So I want to understand how you came to that decision where you actually going to have a little bit. I can't point to the fucking camera.
I mean, it's all feel because there's a little more light on the right hand side, so I think that gives it a little bit of weight. You know what I mean, like up on that grid and stuff. So, and I actually did have another figure on that side, and I was going to have that figure dropping the blast. It was all set up, and kind of getting shot and kind of going, back But it was too much.
I know why you took it out. Yeah, man.
It's way too crowded. And I kind of I think you had to have something to tell people that what's going on here. But I kind of liked that a lot of it was off screen. And it was there's a couple guys there. They took one out immediately. And then the other guys were caught off guard and whatever the thought is. But I really wanted to focus on them. I don't know. I kind of like the angle. It almost cuts it at a diagonal a little bit too.
I'm trying to see where your lighting is because you obviously have a huge backlight there.
Yeah,
exactly. But you have an overhead light coming in from top right.
I wish I could flip the camera around.
I like this.
I'm gonna do a video on this. I'm trying to film it right now, but
do you still have that set up?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah. That's awesome. Because
Yeah,
I have
do.
I have to tear my shit down. I don't have anything. But
I know. We talk about this, which is like is what amazes me about your stuff, because like I leave this up for like 2 days, man, and
I can't wait to do that.
come back.
But then I don't
like,
think I'll ever shoot again. I'll just like kind of have setups everywhere.
It's mainly good, but it can be bad too, because you can sit there and go, oh, you know what? I could just
tweak
if
that.
I move that hand just a little bit, it would just be that much better. You know, it's like just.
You know how much time I spent on like Deadpool's arm just to get it? I spent like 15, 20 minutes just kind of getting it like into the position where I thought it looked okay. Twisting his hand just the right way it was just so frustrating.
I know, especially when you're doing dynamic stuff like that, man, when you got people running.
You said you don't like the fig arts. Was that Deadpool the Legends?
Yeah.
Wow.
So did you use a Gomez hand?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I have
nice.
I had blue gum, blue tack holding those hands down.
We saw in the BTS.
Exactly, I took it off the finish.
I'm gonna see how this works.
Now I'm assuming that those are real guns that you use.
If it's crazy, don't go nuts over it, dude.
Those are real blasters, right?
What's that?
Those are real blasters.
They're real blasters. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why this is not working.
They go pew pew.
They go pew pew.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, while you're thinking about that, actually, Henrock asks, will the Cosmic work well with the Gomez and Mech? You think they would pair together? Yeah,
I think the Mech as well. Yeah, 100%.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I think you need some of these, man. I think you need some Cosmics. I know the Mythics weren't your thing, but like
I can't. It's so much money, and at the same, I just don't have. I don't have the space. I've actually kind of whittled down my interest into the movie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like the pop culture movie and things like that. So like she's great. In your picture, that figure, I love her. When I saw her, I was like, I need to have that figure. But at the same time, I was like, God damn it, what do I build around her? I have no idea what to do with her. You know, I don't know how to pull any humor out of it. And that's kind of the thing that I'm trying to do with my pictures, is kind of make something funny because it makes me laugh. But when I see this, I'm like, this is fucking perfect art for anybody who loves sci-fi and all that stuff. It's just that I don't have that shot in my head.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. So Trevor's job shooting toys gets in the way of his hobby shooting toys. Yes, exactly.
I think Trevor just jumped out to get some stuff together. Yeah. It's probably different to shoot for yourself versus a company.
But he didn't answer my question of how difficult he finds it.
Yeah. Let's see if he's coming back there. There you go.
He should.
Back.
Yeah, I guess that's not going to work because I tried switching cameras and it just like
I'll wait for the video.
Out. But so I have an overhead softbox, and I just picked up this Niware. I never know how to pronounce that.
Niware.
It's an RGB can, which is awesome. So I used to put gels in this thing, and now I can just like dial up whatever color. It's fantastic. So that's like a light blue. Kind of gives it the overall feel, but then there's a lot of blocking. The roof on this thing is like two squares open on the top. It's kind of like a light. So I'm like blocking the light from hitting them a lot, and then there's a bounce card in front of them. There's the light spilling through the vents there, and then there's a loom cube. Really on high, obviously that's the one that's coming from behind them, and that's what's doing a lot of the heavy work. That's really
and you used a bit of a smoke machine, right?
Yeah, I use a fog machine all the time. Yeah.
Okay. So like
that brightens things up. Like you can set your settings, you know what I mean, and you're setting your ISO, and your shutter speed and stuff, and it's like you got to kind of like I'll always have to like dial it down a little bit because the fog will brighten everything up.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah. So how hard is it for you to set up something like this? You know, how much of a challenge is this for you now? That's my big question, because whenever I'm setting up, like I don't feel 100% like I'm challenging myself right now, specifically because I'm just too tired with everything that's going on in my personal life and things like that. So sometimes I don't feel like pushing myself too much. I just try to find an idea. So how hard is it for you to shoot something like this? Is this something that you find challenging or? All right.
Oh god.
I knew I should have had a technical difficulties.
We do. We need a technical difficulty slide. Yeah.
Everything was fine, and then I touched something,
Right.
so I'm just not gonna touch it. So how difficult is it to set up? It's like
for you now. I mean, now you've been doing this for a long time, and this is somewhat product photography and things like that. What kind of challenge does this pose to you? Do you still get any fun out of it? Do you try to push yourself beyond what you usually do, or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like to try. I'm trying to evolve a little bit. Like, you take little inspirations from people that you like, even especially outside of like toy photography, but inside toy photography too. So I think I'm changing my color schemes and things up. I'm getting a little more not pastel-y, but I don't know.
Right.
A little more oranges and stuff like that. Not that I didn't use those colors before, but I don't know.
You're right. It's
just bleeding into me like a little bit. But anyway, it's fun. I mean, this was fun because I just wanted to do this. Sometimes you know how it is. Like you come down here and you're like, God, I haven't shot in a week, and you look around and you go, I don't feel like doing anything. Like I got no ideas. Even if I got a list of ideas, I just look at them and go, nah. You know what I mean? And then there's times when you just get something in your head and like it pours out. Like this poured out. Like it's everything sort of came together pretty quickly. I moved the figures around a bunch of times in different configurations to try and get the big guy in the back peeking through. So having the short girl in front and the other guy on the left, but pretty quickly. I mean, I would say
very
quickly.
Cool.
It was the lighting, refining the lighting and stuff was the tricky part.
You use a lot of bounce cards though, right? I tried using bounce. I did it a little bit in the Wolverine Deadpool shot that I posted yesterday. It's hard to manage for me.
You don't use those for your like night shots? Like you must, right?
Not much.
In your setups, not much. You don't.
No.
Interesting. That's true.
Yeah, I usually have something off to the back, or just a top lighting that I'm going to just kind of edge towards them a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Like I have one on the right here, like so off to the side, on I'm sorry, off to the left.
Yeah.
Photo left, and it was bouncing off Cigar, who is the guy coming through the door with the single gun there.
Okay.
It kept bouncing off that glass, and I couldn't get this glare off, so I had to take a little piece of cinefoil, the black foil, and just like get that in there, tape it to it, get a little strip, so you're still getting the bounce, but it's not bouncing in that one area.
I thought I had foil here to show people, but I don't. It's the other one.
Black foil. Yeah. Jason Young's just showing. Yeah.
Because I remember.
Hey you guys should do a show.
Yeah.
Because I remember one of my favorite shot zeros is the one that I had actually challenged you with. It was the vapor shot.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And I still have trouble figuring out where the fuck you put your lights. Because
I mean, BTS on that? Oh, maybe I didn't.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I know, but that's it. Some of the times, like I try to figure out, but like whenever I see your pictures, I'm always like baffled as to how the fuck you get the lighting to work so well. And this one was the one that really, really hit me. I was like, God damn it! Now I want to watch this.
Yeah, there's some. I mean, sometimes this happens. There's probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights involved in this.
Wow,
a lot of lights. Yeah.
So I mean, even like I put one underneath the grid on the floor, underneath the lead character. There it was like a blue.
Okay.
And you could see it a little bit on her legs, but it really didn't do much. But it looked good in camera, and then by the time all the fog came through, it was just like, that was kind of a waste. But
are you using a smoke genie, or is it just a fog machine?
Just a fog machine.
Fog machine.
Yeah. Okay. You bought that smoke genie, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
It's awesome, man. It's just I was just like I kept looking. I'm like, ooh, I don't know, man. The fog machine works pretty well for me. I don't know.
You know what's funny? I have a fog machine. I have yet to take it out of the box
because I was gonna say I don't think you've ever.
You got to narrow down the opening. You can't just have it like pouring out. You got to narrow it down to like a tube or something.
I'm gonna steal the screen. Is this the? I want to see if this is the vapor shot that you were just talking about. Oh, I love this. It's like
probably the only vapor shot I have.
Yep,
It's
it is.
like having a master class here.
There you go.
What you were saying
everybody.
about Mythic Legions is what I feel about Mezco sometimes. I'm just like, I look at it, I go, I can't shoot this.
Really? Oh, that's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Except for
Somehow-
Conan. Conan like speaks to me,
Yeah,
but, like,
I understand.
Gomez, I just don't know what to do with it. I got every one of them, and I just like I look at him, I go, I don't know what to do with you.
Well, you did a couple of good Mando shots with Gomez. I mean, that was good.
Yeah, that one was good. And the pink skulls were fun a couple of times, but like you got those guys like that. You own that stuff, so man, it's like
I
it's
love
hard.
it.
Like there are
It's
people
so
that
much
are
fun.
just like so good at it that like I'm just like, you know what am I doing? Stay in your lane.
That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. When
Yeah.
it comes to Mythic Legions, when it comes to any SH figure arts or something like that, I just don't feel like I'm part of that crew. Like when we were talking about the Plunderlings earlier, that's a contract. And again, I'm
Yeah.
like, geez, that's a lane I tried to get into, and I was like, oh shit, I'm really not in my element. This
Yeah,
was hard.
Pablo PL Toy Photography, who's doing the work for them now.
Okay.
He just nailed that stuff. He just like owns that. For me, like he's got the Plunderlings, man. I just look at that, I go, yeah, what's the point? You know,
Very cool.
I
I
love
have to
them.
check it out because that's it. I didn't. I had trouble with them. I really,
Yeah.
really struggled with them.
I like to try different things. Like, and I got a lot of Marvel Legends, but I look at it, I go, I don't know. I feel also confined. Do you feel confined? Should we let these guys do their show? I don't know.
No, this is
No,
great.
no.
Jake,
I love-
You're doing fantastic.
Okay.
It's literally
Do you
it's like a
feel-
masterclass. I love it. So,
Do you feel confined by like when I do Marvel or Star Wars? I always worry about, and this is just in my head. Jason Young and I have talked about this. Like,
Yep.
if you'll have to like, if somebody's going to point out like, oh well, that's the wrong blaster for that
Yep.
guy, or really,
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't even want to get into that. Like Mythic Legions, nobody's got any idea. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? And nobody can say like that guy shouldn't be with that guy. Like there is a lore to it, but like nobody's really holding your,
To
feet
me,
over a
Trevor
fire
wrote
to
the
it, you know
lore.
what I mean?
yeah, Trevor wrote the
Yeah.
lore.
Well, I
I
try to
feel-
stick to it
yeah.
now because
I
I'm
do
working
feel
for them. but,
beholden.
like,
I do feel beholden
Yeah.
to the characters because
Yeah.
the thing is, there's a problem. Even like I did a Cad Bane shot, and it was just a Western. To me, Cad Bane was like, I was like, I'll treat this like a Clint Eastwood, Good, Bad, the Ugly, or something like that.
oh,
He's
that
gonna
was a
have
good.
his
Yeah, I
show,
remember that. Yeah.
You know, but the thing is that I had a stormtrooper in there, and some of the comments underneath was like, "This is not the right era for those stormtroopers."
Oh, this is what I mean.
And you
See,
know what?
it's-
You know what the fuck?
I'm actually
And it's only a couple
yeah.
of people, but it's just like,
I did know that I was going to get that comment, which is why I made sure that my F value made him blurry.
And they
I
still
was
picked
like,
it up.
and they still picked it up just by the way that the fucking
Well,
blur
here's-
wasn't hiding it enough.
Here's a public service message for not drinking and posting, because I did a Maz Kanata taking Luke's, like, how she finds the lightsaber in that little box
Right.
that
Yeah.
she comes
Yeah.
with. Well, she found the hand, like Luke's hand, right? So she's pulling the hand out. She's like, "Oh, here's where that hand was," or whatever. Well, I took it and everything was great, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna flip this. Oh, you know what? I really like the way it looks flipped. The wrong fucking hand now.
Oh,
Now it's not the right hand. Now it's, and I was like,
Wrong. It's
that's
wrong.
the wrong
Yeah.
hand. Yeah, but it was just, it's like,
I remember my wife telling me, she's like, "Why don't you make like a picture of Obi-Wan drunk?" And then my brain was like, Obi-Wan wouldn't get drunk.
yeah, this is what I mean.
And-
Like,
But
Well,
I
you could do
could do whatever the
fun
fuck I
stuff.
wanted,
Like,
but
if it's
Yeah,
got
you
a
can do whatever.
premise, if it's got a fun premise, that's one thing. Like, I did took the Guardians and put those in the Star Wars, so
makes sense.
Groot's
Yeah.
in the handcuffs and the story. That was funny.
Yeah.
But if it's not funny, I feel like somebody just did. I forget who it was. It's Mark. Anyway, did a Jedi shot with. I'll find it, but Jedi shot with Luke and Leia, 1/6 figures, and just in this environment that was just beautiful. And I'm like, that's like a movie I want to see right there. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like Star Wars, but I want to see that. But yeah, I don't know. I get stuck in those things in my.
I heard all right, so I'm gonna interrupt for a second, only because
Yeah.
you said Luke and talking about Obi-Wan and Anakin, and
Mhm.
I heard an amazing dad joke today for Star Wars.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's great. Why couldn't Anakin? Yes, Matt, have it ready. Why couldn't Anakin pay for dinner?
Why couldn't Anakin pay for dinner?
Because his MasterCard was denied.
Wow, that is a dad joke.
Yeah. It's great. So that's the only thing I have to contribute tonight on this masterclass. So thanks everybody.
Thanks, There's that shot if you want to pull that up. That's it's
absolutely.
Mark. I forgot it's Mark Amato, Morpheus
wow.
Visions, and it's just
shit! Look at that.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
Right? I mean, it doesn't look like a.
I like him. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, Mark's great. He just didn't look like a Star Wars setting, really. And
do you talk? Wow, do you talk to this guy?
Oh yeah, Mark. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while, but we hung out at STCC.
That's it. So you guys get to meet in person. I'm all the way up here in Canada.
Well, we're right down here in New York. You could come down to New York Comic Con.
Fuck, I'll come to Canada for Christ's sake.
No, I was just telling Kevin, toying around, that I do want to come to one of the Canadian shows. The one that's not the Funko focused one.
Yeah, Fan Expo would be great to get to, but at the same time, it would be one of those things where I'd love to go to sell prints. The thing is that it's just time. Yeah. Having more fun intentionally moving away from shooting. Yeah, see, Jason's a great example of a guy who's decided to, fuck whatever the hell's trending right now. I want to improve my way of doing things, and it's fucking fascinating to watch. Love it.
Yeah. Because Jason. Oh, yeah.
No, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say
Jason on.
Yeah, I mean, I'll send him a link too.
You want me to send him a link? I got him.
Yeah, send him a link. I was gonna say, but Jason, you said that you're kind of slowing down with taking pictures, and I feel like Jason Young, more or less, took the time this year to intentionally slow down. Right, he's only really doing one shot a month. So I think that's interesting, right? It's like, you're moving away from posting so frequently, but you're like upping the quality of the shot that you're doing.
Him, yes. Me, not as much.
Stop it.
Yeah, right.
No.
Quality over quantity, man. Like, it's definitely
bring the back photo
my mantra. But I'm never the guy who gets something out fast. Forget about it. Not gonna happen.
But it gets difficult. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, for me, I do look at analytics. And it's frustrating to me to see sometimes when you have these in-hand shots that get like 12,000 likes and shit like that. And you're like, the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? And like in my brain, I'm like, this is like, I'm creating art, you fuckers. What don't you understand? Art! Exactly. It's not just a grown man playing with toys in his living room. You
have to come to the realization, and I guess I would say ACBA opened my eyes to this, and that's a small group too, but it kind of permeates out into that's not the right word, but out into the larger world of toy photography. And that, it's like, this is a beautiful shot, and people say it's a beautiful shot, but it's not Deadpool or Wolverine, so it's really not getting the love and the likes. And that's just the reality of what we're doing, is like, there's a lot of pop culture involved in here, and if it's something that somebody goes, I put a Star Trek photo up, I already know it's going to bomb. I don't care if I like it and I'm happy with it. I just know I'm not going to get a lot of likes on a Star Trek shot. So.
But that's the thing, my next shot is Ultraman, and I know that it's going to be like, people are like, why are you doing this? You're like, fuck off, because you've seen 60 Deadpool shots today. Leave me alone.
Yeah, put some Japanese tags in there, though. You know what I mean? Like that might just widen your audience out.
Maybe I don't know. Like Japanese tags, how does that work?
Well, I mean, you just have to translate it. Be careful about it. But you can't put it in.
It's like,
but I have done that with other languages and stuff like that. But in the past, I don't know if it's working anymore. Tags suck now, but whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, so you still, like I said, you still find it relatively difficult, is what I'm hearing from you. Sometimes you'll have an idea in your head, but getting to the final product is something that you find a little bit challenging.
Oh, there's stuff that like I've spent, a good 3 or 4 hours on it. I'm just like,
fuck it.
It doesn't happen as much anymore, but it's not working. It's just not working. I saw it in my head, but I can't get it in the camera. So
I have to think. The last time that happened,
doesn't happen much.
Was the Conan shot that I posted. I mean, listen, I Toys Metaverse had sent me the Kai Labs custom kit for me to take a picture for them, and I just didn't have the time. And so when I put up that Conan shot, like, I remember telling my wife, I was like, listen, they like it, so I'll post it. But I don't personally fucking like that shot.
Yeah.
Because it's not me. It's just not something that I was like, all right, just get it out of the fucking way.
Yeah.
You know, and then even Kai reached out to me after that. I was like, "Oh, I really love it," and I was like, "All right, cool. As long as the customer is happy, that's fine."
That's it. Yeah, that's a tricky thing, man. Depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, if it's professionally or whatever, like it's like, yeah, I don't really love this, but if you're happy with it, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And depending on how much you're paying me, or if I'm just doing this because you sent me a figure or whatever, it's like
exactly.
you know, I just. That's probably why. I mean, it takes me a long time. Now it doesn't with Mythic Legions as much, but like sometimes when I'm not into something, it takes a long time to get to a point. Oh, look at that. That's cool.
That's got some alien vibes to it there.
Yeah.
So is
What
that
figure is
your?
that?
That's the new Cosmic Legion Tusk.
Matchu, you're muted if you're talking.
Oh yeah, those sentries, man. I almost ordered a bunch of them.
Well, he's not the sentry. He's the scientist or something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, science officer.
But basically the same thing, dude. You got to get one of these. This
No.
guy
That thing looks awesome.
Yeah,
He looks.
poor
looks really
Shrek. Poor Shrek. What happened?
Oh.
Hard times for Shrek. Hard times.
So when you guys were actually talking about like figures and shots that don't work, how many times would you say that you scrapped a shot? Like, is there ever a shot that never makes it out?
Yeah,
Like,
I posted those on Threads recently.
Wow.
I was thinking about doing
brave, man. I would never do that. I don't know. I just don't.
Really?
If I don't like it, there's a reason I don't like it, and I don't know. It's probably I don't know. People are like, oh, that's cool. You show that you're human or whatever. But like, no, the whole point is I want to take a good picture. Like, I'm not gonna show you my crap. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I mean, it's just I don't feel.
It's interesting.
To me, it's not a bad shot. It's just not me. Know what I mean?
Mm.
Oh no, some of these are bad. Like, it's just like I never got to the point. Like, because I will take a lot of shots. Do you like? I'll set this up, and before I've got everything lit, I'm framing it. I'm making sure things are gone, and then I'm going in and like really tweaking the lighting, and even then posing and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I may not even get to that point because I'm looking at it and like this whole idea, it's just not working. It's just not going to happen. So I don't want to show that because it didn't even get to a point where I was like really lighting it or anything like that.
Let me see. When I was doing the shot for Wolverine and Deadpool, the way that I had them set up was completely different. This was the original, what it was going to look.
Oh wow!
Right, like that.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I had is I had him actually leaning on. Oh, sorry, I can show it.
Yeah, and big. Yeah,
and big and zoom in and enhance.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So then after that, what happened is when I set it up, Deadpool. I like in my head I was like, gravity doesn't work that way. He couldn't bend his leg like that. Like he's kind of sitting in midair, and it just didn't look good in camera. It looked like he was posing for a shot, like he had stopped while he was dancing or something like that. And then Wolverine just looked like he was falling over for no reason. And so I was like, how do I get it as though they're walking? So that's what took me a little bit more time to get the shot. So it's essentially once the lighting was set up, it was okay, but then I had to start tweaking the poses a little bit. Wolverine had to be twisted a certain way. Then I decided, because he originally had the mask around his neck. And I was like, oh, it'd be funny if it was flying off his face. You know what I mean? So, and it would actually sell the movement more as well.
Yeah.
So I figured, if I have it in action, then I understand, he's literally tripping in this case. But on Threads, I posted a shot of Usagi Yojimbo that I had taken that to me didn't work, but was okay-ish because it fit with the character. But it's usually these shots that don't involve any type of humor or something like that, or nothing like that's going to make them out of their element. There's like once the thing is too much in its element for me, then I lose interest in the shot. So I have that picture of Wolverine on Threads. I could pull it up.
Sure.
So
it's like once your flair is gone, right? You lose the interest in it.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's my flair, but I mean, it's what makes it interesting to me is like, how can I bend the rules? If I'm looking at a character, what things about this character go against his nature that would make it funny to me? So like the Doc Ock, for example, the one thing that came to mind when I saw the tentacles was the one-man band from Pixar.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that would be really cool. And then after that, I thought about Whiplash. I didn't have a J. Jonah Jameson. I knew there was going to be a few comments like, well, J. Jonah Jameson should be there if this is a reference to Whiplash. And I was like, sure, I understand, but having Peter there as a tyrant would be really funny too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. All right.
There is no.
There you go.
Oh, here. Let's. There you go.
Biggin.
Biggin.
So there, it looks a little bit better like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is like post fighting a Sentinel and all that stuff. The only thing that I thought was funny about this is that Wolverine is lighting his cigar with the Sentinel's eye. You know, but other than that, it's not something that I would normally shoot. And I was like, why would Gambit be there of all people? You know, I didn't have Cyclops or anything like that. I just wanted to use a Toy Biz Gambit that I had from the day.
Oh, they're a team up though. That could see that.
And here's the other one. You know, not bad. It's just what the fuck, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Who cares about this? Nothing's. I was like, oh, he cut his head off. Great story. You know. So
well, I mean, it is a story though. I don't know.
It's just that.
I know. I hear you. I hear you though. Yeah, I hear you. Totally.
You know, to me, like when I post something like Doc Ock and Spider-Man, you're like, what led to this? You know,
how did we get here?
It's fun to see the comments under that, like the power of Led Zeppelin in the palm of my hands or something like that. Like I think Sean had posted something like that. And Deadpool and Wolverine was just one of those things where I was like, I don't want to post a walking shot. That's too boring. And so I figured, well, what would possibly happen on that walk? You know, Deadpool is pissing the shit out of Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's pissing him off like crazy. So how would he get to do something like that? Well, he'd trip him up or do something stupid, like because he's filming for, you know, some app like TikTok and all that stuff. And I wanted to maybe put some reference to Mint Mobile in there because Reynolds is probably going to be trying to plug all of his fucking brands, just like The Rock. You know, so
really,
yeah. Is that the Century? That one looks great.
Yeah. That, by the way, that would be a good shot too. The two of them plugging their brands, like Ryan Reynolds and The Rock.
Trying to outplug each other. Yeah.
The Rock is so bad, man. Every time I see a picture of him with his kids, he's always got some tequila in the back, and I'm like, what a father.
Yeah, the kids got it. He's got it. It's like, wow, really pushing that.
But yeah, I understand that he's got to sell, but for fuck's sake. Take a day off.
Well, Jason, I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you know this, but he only had $7 in his pocket at one point, and he knew two things. At one point, no, I'm kidding. So,
is that a story he tells?
Yeah. Oh my god! Yeah, he tells it like every time. You know, if somebody will be like, "Hey, Dwayne, how you doing today?" Well, you know, I only had 7. It's like, Jesus, okay,
$7 good now, but at one point,
yeah.
Everyone's already had $7 in their pocket. I'm doing good now too.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I had $7 Canadian in my pocket.
Oh yeah,
yeah, eat that, The Rock.
It's right. It's like 35 cents American. Yeah. Not enough to buy it. Not enough to buy chicken nuggets.
That's a blue bill and an orange bill here.
Yeah. 78 says Japanese tags get translated. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay. Somebody had a question up above, and I can't remember
what's the question. I've had to learn that the original idea may not work, so don't force to have all the props or all the figures, etc.
So here you go. Yeah.
I've had to learn that the
original. I guess we were talking about like scrapping the original ideas. After pre-orders, we all have $7 in our pocket again.
That's something I don't particularly like anymore. As well as just the amount of stuff. Like even that's a conversation Trevor and I have had multiple times. Is like he says, I have all these fucking boxes that I have unopened yet.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Recently, I have controlled myself. Yeah. I'm getting better, but I mean,
because you're enabling everybody else.
Well, that's
what we're hired
give
to do,
me a lot of joy. Well, it kind of does. Secretly.
It does.
No.
Oh man, I feel so bad sometimes. I do.
No, my standard response is I'm sorry and you're welcome. You know, I mean, anybody who gets into Mythic Legions, it's like it's great, man. You're gonna love it. No, I've been holding myself back from like somebody posted that. Is it V-Toys the line the Tiger Master Wendu or Master Wei something or other. It's the tiger with the hat and the samurai.
Yeah. No,
He looks amazing.
Looks so cool. And I'm like, as soon as I saw the picture of somebody like with it out of the box, I'm like, I think I gotta get this, man. I went to 5K Toys. I looked at it. I'm like, no, stop, man. Like, you got samurai toys that you've never shot before. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be another one. You know, when you get it, it's gonna come in. You go, why did I get this? Why do I have this? I have no room for this. I'm not gonna shoot it. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm cutting myself off with that kind of stuff. It's good.
To me, it's makes sense. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just going to ask if there is anything actually that's either you have on pre-order or that's coming out that you are excited for or excited to shoot.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Dick Tracy for me.
Really? Okay.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Dick Tracy.
See, I know 2 or 3 photographers who are going to do a great job. You're one of them that was going to do a great job with Dick Tracy. That guy.
I don't know if I'm one of them. I don't have any ideas right now for Dick Tracy.
I'd be into because I love that noir stuff. Like, that's why Doc Nocturnal was probably my favorite Rumble Society, because I love that stuff, and that's in that pocket. But I just don't have a love for Dick Tracy. Same with Popeye. Like, I don't know. I tried Popeye, and like again, like I see your shots, and I'm like,
I'd love to see you do Popeye again, though, man. He's so good.
All right. Well, maybe we'll have to do another challenge with each other. So
I'd love to get Popeye out. Did I show you what I did with my recent Popeye?
No, you got to do something you don't do well. I'll do Popeye. Not as like compete with you with a Popeye shot, man. Come on.
I love that you guys challenge each other. That's
We've done it once and it was good. Like, that's how he made me take that vapor shot, and it was fun. Like, I told him, I'm like, I got this thing. I don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, try it. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's a good thing, actually. You know what? Like, Tom, I have a Watu a while back, and I want to do this again. Did a 6-portrait challenge. So he just asked people to say, tell me a figure that you want me to take a portrait of, and then it was, people voted, and I did it. I did it too as soon as he did it, and it was hella fun because, like, it's stuff that I wouldn't necessarily shoot. You know, I did
2 and dropped it.
Oh, yeah, I stuck with it. I was getting into it.
Look at this guy.
I might try that.
Oh wow, was that Pappy Vapor?
Exactly. Right. I was like, this guy repairs motorcycles.
Oh my god, that's great. What is that hat?
That's the vapor hat.
Oh, that's the vapor hat. Yeah. Oh, okay. I couldn't see it. That's great.
So I had bought this wife beater for my Bruce Lee SH Fig Arts, and that's it. And so I put the wife beater on him, and I have this Pappy head that I got. I put the vapor glasses on him and all that stuff, and I thought he looked fantastic. So I'm gonna have.
You got to put him on a bike, man. Like an old. You got to get like an old. Like what do you call it? The
Triumph.
Yeah, like an old Indian then or something like that.
Oh, an Indian.
Amazing. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That's awesome.
So
it's really fun.
That's the only reason I remember. Like I passed on that vapor. Then I saw the green shirt. This is how stupid sometimes these things get. I saw the green shirt and I was like, I think Jack Nicholson in The Shining had a green shirt like that. Now I have a Jack Nicholson figure. Maybe I could put the green shirt on him instead of having that fun. And then it's just the brain keeps going. And I was like, oh yeah, that means I'd really like to get that vapor because the clothes on that vapor. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm a Barbie collector.
Yeah.
And so then I hit up Darius.
I'm literally dressing my toys now.
Darius, I passed on vapor. Do you happen to have an extra that you can sell? I got you. Me back. I got you. I was like, all right, thank you, sir.
I love the idea that you said I'm a Barbie collector. That's so
But that's it. And so then when I got vapor, the first thing is I strip him naked and I stick all the clothes on Popeye.
Now I'm just picturing Jason like you opening up this little tiny wardrobe with like everything meticulously hung up. It's just like...
Exactly.
What are we gonna wear today, Popeye? Who are we today?
It's like that blind kid in fucking Dumb and Dumber is like, pretty Popeye.
Pretty bird.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just one of those things where every time they put something out, I'm like, what? Who could I put those clothes on?
You too, though.
Yeah. But that's it. No, a challenge. You want a challenge? That would be interesting. I don't have any Mythic Legions much anymore. I still have Moss Man. I sent some of them to Darius, I think, in exchange for some other stuff.
Well, what's something you're not shooting these days? Like you just can't. You're sitting there and you're like
telling you.
No, not that I can't know, but like, like something you bought and you're just like, I don't know why I got this thing. Why did I get this? It looks cool, but I just don't have
there's
any
a lot
ideas.
of those in my collection.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's I know. It's usually half the pile.
Let me see.
The unopened pile.
Yeah, the pile of shame. Absolutely, yeah.
The pile of shame.
It's the pile of shame.
I know why I got the figures. I think they look cool. You know, like the Notice Studios, the Samurai Kit, the Monkey King, and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
Like I got those because I just think they look awesome.
Okay, I haven't shot those either, so we should both do those. Because I got them too. I haven't shot.
Can you give me a couple of months though? Because
a couple of months,
dude.
I'm actually probably going to need a couple of months too because there's some new Mythic Legions coming up. So
because that's it. No, my wife right now is still in New Brunswick with my folks and my baby girl. So this week I'm taking care of my teenagers here at home. So this is why I can do this, because they're over there and they're just kind of like, I think one of them must be high and the other one's talking to her girlfriend. So I'm like, and
my dad's on YouTube.
Dad's on fucking YouTube. You know, and so I'm like, all right, cool. But once the baby's back, which is on Saturday, so I'd have to get out the Yamao set right now and be like, all right, and I just sweat all over.
Oh yeah, I don't have time to do that right now. We'll shelve that for now, but we should do it.
We should be okay.
I was going to say, let's set that up
Christmas
for October.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Christmas sounds good.
Christmas? Okay.
That way I can put it on the calendar, talk to my wife about it, and it's like, hey, do you think that I can?
There you go.
Because once you get calendar Saturday, I'm done. I can't. I'm out for a while.
Yeah.
Put it on the calendar, and then we'll have you guys back on to discuss the shots. So in December. So let's we'll do that. Done. Okay, great. Look, we just filled our calendar for December. We are killing it tonight, folks. Killing it.
My daughter just sent me, "Hey, Dad, can I go make myself some toast?" And I'm like, "Of course." It's like you live here; it's not a problem.
It's just bread. Yeah.
It's like stay in your room. Yeah. I'm doing something important here.
Yeah. Don't come out when I'm playing. Don't come out when I'm playing with Popeye.
About toys.
Steve Morrow says the kids aren't subscribed.
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. How come? Are they not watching? What's going on? Yeah.
No, we're only about 200 away from monetizing. Let's go.
That's it. Yeah, you want to hear me mispronounce more names? Get these super chats. Let's go. So that's how that's going to happen.
Hours we need.
It's the watch hours. Well, we're killing it tonight. We're so
the high one just came in through the back door.
Oh, okay.
And dropped something, which is funny. The other one she's got the munchies, and she's not the one. She just gets her finger.
Oh my God. That's so good.
I'm gonna need to pop off. What did you drop? What did you drop, baby? Your phone? Oh, okay, nothing important.
Okay, good.
Just the $1,000 phone. That's cool.
That's fine. Yeah,
you paid for it. I don't mind if it cracks.
Not as long as you didn't drop the mech.
Yeah. Get out!
Oh, yeah.
Find your own place.
What do you guys have coming up that you're looking forward to? Pre-order wise.
Pre-order wise, I don't know if I have anything on pre-order. Oh, do I?
What kind of toy collector are you?
Yeah. No, I definitely do. I just don't even remember what it is.
Well, that's what kind of toy collector you are. That's like
exactly. Yeah,
like, I have no idea what the hell I ordered. It's just
no one's gonna be surprised by this, but I'm excited for the TMNT 3 4-pack that's coming. It's supposed to be coming after San Diego.
That. It's the only thing I want.
You missed it? Well, we're gonna be out there in San Diego if we find one. We'll put it in your package that was gonna going up there.
Just find one that just happens to be on the curb, right?
On the street, not actually in the convention, but down the street.
No, yeah, I'll get somebody to pass it through the wall for us. Yeah,
I just forgot.
Yeah, I'm excited for that in Kino.
It's the only thing I wanted because cheers. Mike. But the movie itself is all right.
Yeah.
But the figures look great.
I think the figures look great. I love the face sculpts on them.
Yeah, and I want and I love Ronin Mando.
Yeah, Ronin Mando. Okay, and they come with the angry turtle heads too for the other ones. That's what I thought was cool about it. Like I like that aspect. Yeah. So, But yeah,
Ronan Mando's a figure I have that I don't know what to do with. I love that.
So glad I'm not a turtle collector or a GI Joe collector.
it is a bad time to be a turtle
Thundercats,
collector
man.
right now.
Oh.
GI Joe. I started and I was like, I don't need this rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly. It's not my thing either. Like, it's just like I'd love to try it. I did a couple shots, but like it's just not. But the Fury Toys turtles are definitely going to be. I'm getting every one of those.
That's your line of choice.
Those
are my
I
turtles.
was like, nah.
Not the
Really?
not the Usagi. No.
Usagi's a little intense, but yeah. What
I
is
love
what
him.
is the,
I love that Fury Toys.
Oh, really?
Usagi. I thought you look fucking great.
The rat. Yeah.
He's intense. I thought he looked intense.
Yeah, man.
What
he
is
looks like
what is the
Ow,
not
man.
Donna? When is the not Donatello supposed to drop? He's supposed to be coming soon, no?
I would think so. Everything else is out, right? You've got 3 and Splinter and the baby little.
Oh, did they
Accessory
come out?
shot.
I mean,
Well, no, they're not out, but you can pre-order them now. But I don't think.
yeah, that's right. I feel like I pre-ordered that a while ago too.
I can't remember which one. I can't remember which ones I pre-ordered now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So,
I sent mine to Darius because I didn't know what to do with it. I saw it was tiny.
Mhm.
I even
It is tiny.
canceled my
So
pre-order for the
cool.
Mezco turtles as well, where I was like,
yeah.
I do not need. I never shoot them. I never shoot them. I love my movie turtles because they're movie turtles. But then the rest
did
of
you
it,
grab these? You grab the Mirage ones?
nope.
No.
Yeah, those look good
I-
too.
Those
I
are
like these
great.
a
I
lot.
like the ones that from like the ones with the long necks and all that stuff.
Yeah, the first ones.
Those
Yeah,
look great. But then I was like, when am I gonna fucking shoot this? I don't know.
My fear with those is, and well, I mean, 78
These?
points of articulation just did
Yeah.
excellent dio, because my fear with those is like I'm going to need to buy dios that fit that style. Like it's like Plunderlings. Like that's why I don't like. I want the setting to match sort of the cartoon feel of the Plunderlings, the cuteness of it and stuff.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I've got all like realism and medieval castles and stuff. There's like nothing for these
Yeah.
little cute little guys. So yeah, I would definitely not.
So I
want to
should
get
go
into
the
that.
digi route.
did you out? Yeah,
That's what I do
Oh.
now. I'm always
Well,
doing
yeah,
that.
but you still have to have a setting to some degree. Like you have to
Sure.
have something there.
I have
some
have
actual-
props and
I have props, but if you look at my recent stuff, there's not much there. By the way, did you want me to send you that head thing that I showed you?
what head thing?
The thing I used for Conan.
You use for
The heads, the dead heads there.
Oh well, no, you can wait until I send you what I'm supposed to be sending you for. And I'm waiting to get a shirt in your size. I just want to send everything at the same time, but
Okay.
they're not here. So
So
whatever.
look,
I'm just gonna
like
send
my setup for this is literally a tabletop.
it. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you could get away with that because I mean that's the way you frame that. Like it's the whole figure is like taking up the whole.
Same thing.
Let me see that.
Just this is styrofoam, but this is empty as fuck compared to what I normally do.
Yeah. Plus, that's like supposed to be like a warehouse where they're like
Yeah. See, that's just sand. It's the same sand that I used for the Wolverine Deadpool.
All right. I don't know. I feel like yeah.
Grass.
I mean, I use a digital backdrop for just about everything. So, but I just feel like I need like other stuff in there. I don't know.
Grass.
Well, trees. You get trees.
I got my trees.
Yeah.
This is
Trees.
just the television.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a Superman shot that I've been wanting to do. That's another one, like those Mayfex Superman. Man.
But yeah, I
That's
guess
so
the
cool.
buildings are
I'll be right
props
back.
and all that stuff there. But that's
Yeah.
Jason. Jason is no. The master of digital backgrounds is fucking Jason Young. Jason Young is the guy that worst time to be a turtle collector. Yeah,
It's the worst side. Yeah, worst
Oh,
time
hell
to be a
yeah.
turtle collector.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you talked about the Thundercats, and
Nope.
someone had brought up in the chat that the cat's lair, if that
Oh my
goes, it's going to start like a Technodrome war, and that's what I'm afraid of. Because something that big at that price point, that's.
Do you have to get that? Is that something you need?
I'm a completist. Like I am.
God.
Yeah, it's the worst. No, it's terrible. I'm literally sitting here in boxes of turtles. I'm a completist, so
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I'm only that way with Mythic Legions. I don't need everything else. But
everything. Mythic
I don't know.
Legions is I don't understand how you guys do it. Like you and William, for example. William has everything. in multiples.
Mythic Legions.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Me too. Yeah.
just that guy is a natural disaster in terms of the environment with the amount of plastic he has in his fucking basement. It's crazy. It's just, I can't like, there's so many possibilities with those figures. It's crazy. I don't know how you guys keep up.
Yeah, now this cosmic too. Like there is a lot of them, and I am a kind of completist on those things. But yeah, it's a little crazy. It is a little crazy. Actually,
the cosmic do look good though. Yeah, good. What do you got?
they look so good.
Cosmic look great.
Cosmic look great. I've been able to stay away from the mythics, but the cosmic look. I've grabbed a couple of the.
I wanted to get
ones.
into it, but
Look at this behind the scenes.
look at that. Look at that. Jeez.
It's not a great angle, but you can see the.
You can see the setup. Look at that.
Yeah.
Flagging there. I mean, you can't see anything inside it, unfortunately. But,
Right. Yeah, but you got the flag in the front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. See, look at all that shit that's hanging up and here and there and all that stuff. My setups are quaint compared to this.
These are fantastic. I mean, even if you're setting up temporarily, these are awesome. Just the whole lights. We put a clip on it, and they can hold the clip there with the bounce card or whatever.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
What is it, like the handy helpers, right, or whatever it is, the handy arms?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I assume they're for something like this, but I don't know. It's they're great. I don't know. They're on my Amazon page. Go buy them.
I admire this so much. Look at that. That's so
Are they on sale for Prime Day?
What's that?
Are they on sale for Prime Day?
I don't know. I probably should have checked that and probably should have pushed people towards the page for Prime Day, but I didn't. Yeah. Whoa, way zoomed in. Holy moly. Extreme close up. Anyway, that's that. I just realized that I could have just turned the camera around instead of trying to switch the camera. But anyway.
all them figures.
What did I miss?
Oh, we got a
Trevor pulled his pants off.
Oh.
Present.
Trevor gave us a sneak peek at his room. So
after he
said he
pulled his pants off.
Yeah, after he pulled his pants off.
Yep. Turned the camera around, showed us around the room. Strapped a GoPro to his balls, and it was really weird.
Oh man,
ball cam.
Oh God.
Yeah, so that's it. I don't know, man. I there's so many things. Like right now, I have that Forrest Gump shot that I want to shoot. I sent it to Matt. It's like my brain won't allow me to think that Miles is in a park somewhere. He's like, "We've got parks in New York." I was like, "Yeah, but
we get beautiful parks in New York, man."
Yeah, I understand, but why would Miles be there? But yeah, so that's it. I'm just working on a few things, but I don't know. Yeah, part of me is just I like, just to finish off what we were saying earlier. I think I'm tired of putting shit away.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Cleanup is getting
sucks,
annoying,
man. Yeah, breakdown sucks. Yep.
So I'm like, how much do I have to take out to accomplish? So I'm trying to whittle it down. As much as before, I used to try to put so much shit in the picture. Now I'm just like, make it as simple
That's why
as
you're
possible.
just doing the digital backdrop and a tabletop. It's like, I don't do anything else. The worst is like if you use sand or snow or anything like that, man. That takes forever, man.
Yeah, I had to vacuum again. I just washed the floor. And then Mert told me, he says, you should do the Deadpool and Wolverine. I was like, all right. And I took the sand out. I was like, I just washed my fucking floor.
I know, right? Exactly. Yeah, breakdown. And when you're doing like the Mythic Legion stuff for work wise, a lot of times things are coming in piecemeal. So it's like set up for a really cool environmental shot. You got trees all over the place. You got stuff set up. Maybe I want to reuse that. And we need the turn shots for like on the black turn shots. So you got to break all that down, set up for like just the basic turn shots, and then bring it all back together.
Yeah.
It's just
So sometimes that's it. The reason why I'm using the digital backdrops as much as I can is simply because it's so simple for me now that I figured it out.
Yeah,
I can go wherever I want, and it's going to be the same setup every time. And I like the perspective that I have now. You know, like people said that, like I remember early on I was talking about like I don't think that I have a style. Now I see it, and it's fine, and I'm fine with it because I like the way it looks. So.
Yep. Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said you use Adobe Stock, right? Use the AI
Yeah, absolutely.
generator.
I've been using Midjourney to do some background stuff. You know, I'm not big on AI. I don't like where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's any stopping it, unfortunately, but I don't like where it's going. But I figure like if I use a background, it's like I have a stock photography account for my business, so I'll use that. That's perfectly legal. I don't like using like other people's stuff that I haven't paid for if I'm gonna, whatever. But like Midjourney, I feel like, well, I didn't do it, but at least I put in some words anyways that generated like spooky forest with mist or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's been working out pretty well, man. Yeah. I just used it for something that I can't talk about right now that it's like
it's fine.
Freaking nailed it, man. And it was
cool.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in December when we're back.
But that's it. I use the fun thing about the AI for me when I downloaded Photoshop Beta, it was just so like as I showed earlier on the pictures that I take for the sand that I have. I in order for me to get
I gotta check on my dog. I'll be right back.
So this is like my tabletop is not long, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you look at the behind the scenes, sorry about that.
There you go.
Hold on. Okay, behind the scenes, you'll see that in the camera, the way that it's framed, you'll see part of that foam base that I have is going to be in camera.
Mm-hmm.
So now, before I used to clone stamp that out, or what I would do is I'd crop it out. But now, in order to get the proper framing, see where it goes. So now with Photoshop Beta,
you can prompt it and it fills it in for you.
Fills it in.
You
know, so it's just one of those things that I'm like, shit, I'm kind of cheating a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was longer, I would have just put the sand there anyway.
Exactly. Right. It's saving you the time.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say you're using it like a tool, like you would anything else, right? Like,
again, it's the same thing as me using the digital backdrop. It's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
It saves me that click, 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 click. I'm just like, I just generate a fill. I want sand. That's it. That was all.
For me, I actually use when I use the TV. What I use is the Spider-Man game for the New York City skyline for the backdrops.
Yeah.
And that can be time consuming. I have to reposition in the game. Like it's great that I could reposition the camera, but I got to move the character around in the game.
That's pretty
cool. That does take time.
The problem with the camera that I'm using is that whenever I put my 50 mil in front of a city or something like that, it always has this purple hue to it that I can't really change in Lightroom. I never get the actual colors that I want unless I'm using like a good blue sky or something like that. So the colors themselves are always weird if I'm using something
from the screen.
If I'm using my camera when it's facing the screen itself, I'd have to show you. Like
you have a circular polarizer.
Yeah, I'm using that. But the thing is, even if I use the polarizer itself, it's going to change the lighting, but it doesn't change the colors that I get. So I don't know how to modify those colors because I'd love to
adjust the TV.
I tried. I really tried.
It's either that or you can adjust the lighting to your white balance and match your lights to the TV.
Yep.
I could try that. That could be cool. I've already tried matching the white balance, and then it fucks up the color on the figures.
Of course,
So then it pisses me off because I'm like, well, now I have the great background, but my figures look Deadpool is orange.
So sometimes what I'll do is I'll start with the background. I'll try to match that, and then I'll match the lighting to the TV, so everything looks similar.
Right.
Like there's no hue adjustment from the TV.
You know what I do?
And then I'll shoot that.
I go back on Adobe Stock and find another fucking background.
that works too.
This one is not working for me.
You could color grade everything in post too, like kind of blend that a little bit better too.
I tried.
Oh, what was that?
I try. It's because we've talked about color grading and all that stuff, and I still suck at it. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I really try to do my best now to just like, okay, this background doesn't work. I'm gonna try another one.
Oh well, just give up.
I'm gonna give up. I'm trying another background.
I think I have to take my dog out. I think my dog.
I was gonna say we're coming up on 3 hours here, so
yeah,
exactly that too.
Yeah, but I can't thank both of you enough for joining us, and Jason, thank you for making the time, and Trevor, thanks for jumping on, and
well, thanks for letting me glom on, Jason.
Dude, no, this is awesome. This little masterclass we got going on here, so I truly appreciate it.
More often.
Yeah,
yeah.
like at least once a week,
or all of us.
So,
oh, that's true. Yeah, you can't.
So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything else. Go back Odious. We got two.
Yeah,
two
go
days
back
left at this
Odious.
point.
Let's get that done, man.
I did that already.
Let's
Then he wanted me to buy a blank body and an extra head, and I was like, I don't have the money for it.
Yes.
I'm hoping it works though, because
I get the plush.
Doesn't look like it's going to make it to 100%.
I know it's a big amount, man. There you go.
It was huge. I was wondering why it went that big.
I don't know. I think it's because of the soft goods, and it's a new body, new tooling. Tooling's freaking expensive, man. Tooling is expensive. Yeah, and I don't know who we got to do it. I know he's got some people really helping him out. I don't know if Vonner's helping him out or whatever, but they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? They know how to source a factory, I would say. But when I saw it, I was like, that's a lot, man.
It's a lot of money. Yeah, but he's got Big Bad behind him, and we talked to a couple people on our end. So
that stuff will add up to it too. Like I don't know how, because it'll add into Kickstarter. Like, so if he's had some Big Bad Toy Store orders, or if Big Bad Toy Store, I don't think they'd pre-order if he doesn't have them in hand, but I don't know how that works. But I know that adds up to Kickstarter. So
I also talked to Chubsy today about it. I think he said he was going in to back.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Maybe we'll pull together in the last 3 days and get over
Chubsy
get
to the
over
rescue.
there for Wade. Chubsy, like the superhero he is.
Zooming in.
But yeah, man. Like this has been amazing. Thank you both so much, and thank you for everybody who stuck with us.
I didn't think I'd get to talk to you, Jason.
See?
Or you, Jay. I mean, like, I never thought I'd get
Just answer my fucking text.
Yeah.
I answer your texts all the time.
I'm
There's
just
no
kidding.
text unanswered.
I'm joking.
Wait, I want to jump in on this.
It takes me a little while. It takes me a little while.
I'd maybe answer mine. Maybe unrestrict me so that you'd actually get my messages. Maybe do that. So, not you, Trevor.
Restricted.
Yeah. Oh. No. Jason restricted me.
Jason apologized.
I missed that part.
Beginning of the show.
I missed that part.
He was tagging me. I didn't know who the fuck he was.
Yeah, it's just who's this kid? Yeah. So, but thank you guys again, and thank you for everybody who stuck out this long or watching us on the replay. As Steve says, fun and worth a rewatch. Get those hours up so we can get some money here. I'm not even gonna pretend to say it. So that's it. Take us out, Matchu.
I want points on the back end.
Definitely. For Jason.